25 got it. Call daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call daddy, tell him 25 got
What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. I hope everybody is having a good day today, y'all. My day is going good. I can't complain. Today was my off day from the gym. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I complain because I be like, I don't be having enough time to like watch TV and do stuff, do this, do that, or whatever. And then when I get the time to do it, I fall asleep. I cannot tell y'all. I have tried to watch White Lotus, the first episode of White Lotus, probably 4 times this week, and just said I turned over. Soon as they get the waving on the island to the people coming in on the boat, soon as they get the waving on the island, I just turn around and fall asleep. But who cares, y'all? I want to come down here. We gotta talk. We gotta talk because I told y'all. I told y'all what was gonna happen. See, y'all gonna start listening to me. Y'all gonna start listening to me. Okay, so I told y'all I watched the after show. If you only watching the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and not watching the after show, you missing a whole part of the show. Okay, so it was something that happened on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show that I knew was going to come up at the reunion because of who we dealing with. Okay, what happened was after Sutton had a BF at Dorit's party, she was standing by the door. Every time Sutton get the crying, Sutton got the crying, and the whole party got to stop. Everybody got to go check on Sutton. Sutton was standing by the door. Bose went over there and said, "Hey, y'all, Dorit's throwing a party. Let's go to the party. Why are we all sitting over here?" Sutton got into the after show. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't call her no bitch. She didn't call her no hoe, no slut. She didn't do none of that. All she did was say that Garcelle yelled at her and said, "Stop being Dorit's spokesperson." Okay? Sutton got on the after show and said that Bose was angry with her. We saw a clip from the reunion. Bose said that Sutton basically called me an angry black woman, and Garcelle, you said nothing. Okay? Garcelle said, I didn't hear her.
Bitch, you're lying!
Garcelle heard her. Garcelle heard her. And my thing was, and I told y'all when it happened. And we're going to talk about it in a minute. I'm going to drop the link. That's what we're going to talk about today. But I told y'all when it happened, it was going to be a problem. Because Bose is not the type of girl that was going to let Sutton get away with that. And being Garcelle, with Garcelle history on this show, Miss Microaggression, last year when there was a microaggression that happened with Anna Marie, all of a sudden Garcelle don't have to speak up for black people. I don't have to speak up for everybody. But what it looks like is you only use it when you use the microaggression argument when your back is up against the wall and you let certain people get away with stuff that you're cool with. Because that dark side comment that your homegirl Jennifer Tilly made, if Dorit would have made that comment, Garcelle would have had a fit. Okay? But baby, we also got to talk about, I want to talk about one of the biggest things that Bravo made. They made a very, very horrible mistake. Okay? Over on Bravo, we're going to talk about Brit, Eady, and Ming Lee. We're going to talk about Erika Jane responding to Garcelle. And we got to talk about Nene Lee shading Kenya Moore. Okay? But before we get started, let's see who all in here, and then we're going to talk. Okay? Let me see. MNT started on the board, GGABOR, like you always say, these white women say the same thing to each other all the time and it has nothing to do with race. Exactly. I'm fair. That's what I just was trying to tell y'all. I'm fair. You know what I'm saying? I'm always going to be fair. Thanks, what's good? Makisa Davis, what's good? Sutton got beside her stuff. I love both. Me too. Linda Marshall, what's good? True and Blue, Miss Lovely T, S Lover, what's good? Laura B, what's good? I must say, Garcelle did bring the combo of microaggression terms onto this show. Her not checking Sutton for describing Bose as angry was disappointing. But you know, Garcelle is a disappointment within herself, baby. Miss Amy, what's good? Laddie from Manhattan, what's good? Sawyer's girl, Charlene, what's good? Jacqueline Moore, what's good? Rob J in the city, what's good? Happy birthday, Eve. Happy birthday, Eve, Rob J. Douglas donation, what's it? She low key did right. Like for D Shante, what's good? Wizard, what's good? Shell, C Bockins 2010, what's good? Surrey Rivers, Dad's Love, Ray J, what's good? Bose is pushing it. You think so? Well, you know, I feel like that the girl did say angry, and then she is a black woman, so I could get why she's saying it. Rosalind Harris, what's good? Felicia D, what's good? Marilyn Izani, what's good? Candy, what's good? Landrum had to say White Lotus is overrated. I don't. You know, I like the first two episodes I've seen. JW was good. You're missing out on White Lotus. So what is it? Okay, I'm gonna have to Lewis, I am going to make sure I am not gonna shut my eyes tonight before I get through the first episode of White Lotus. For some reason, once they make it on the island, I just turn around and fall asleep. You know, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, what's good? Richie, what's good? Child, I'm on episode 31 of Beyond the Gates, and I blink and I hear 2 more episodes came out. You on episode 31 already? Wow. That's good. You just said that you was on episode 8. You must got CBS Plus. Paramount Plus. What's good? The after show is where the drama at. The after show is where the drama and where the fighting gets to happening. Malia Lachelle, what's good? Dwight Dale, call me daddy. Call daddy, tell him 25. Oh, what's good, Dwight Dwell? Apple Charm, what's good? Wizard. Kingsley, what's good, Messy Kingsley? Garcelle, you a lion B. It was obvious when she said it. Yes, Garcelle, I see it on your face. Sutton said Bose came at her almost like she was angry. Please go watch it. Right. She did. She did say that. Sutton said Bose came at her almost like she was angry at me. But see, we're gonna talk about it, okay? Okay, so let me see what we're gonna start with first. Who we want to start with first? I want to start with. Let's start with Brit Eady. Let's start with Brit Eady, okay? So we don't. I really, in my opinion, listen. Again, I hate that I have to keep on beating this dead horse. I think Kimora was dead wrong for what she did to Brit. I do. I believe that she was dead wrong. But now everybody want to know where the picture came from. Okay? Let me pull up a picture of Brit and King. Now everybody want to know where the picture came from. Okay? First, they said that it came from Ming Lee. I believe her name was Ming Lee. Okay? Then Portia said that it come from somebody on the cast. Okay? Me, myself, if we saying that it came from somebody on the cast, I believe it was Drew Sidor. Not because I don't like Drew, but because when Kenya showed the pics, the board was hiding right next to Drew. The poster board was right next to Drew, and every girl on the cast got up and left the event except for Drew Sidora. So in my head, if I think that it's going to be a person on the show that gave Kenya the photos, I believe it was Drew Sidora. Okay? Now, Kenya went with Kenya responded to Portia's video yesterday because you know Portia got her own speak on it. Okay? Kenya said, absolutely. No one on the show gave me anything. Stop using my situation for clickbait. You're firing? Yeah. No, you know, and nobody using your situation for clickbait, Kenya. She's a part of the cast. She's a part of the cast. She was there. Okay? Now, they said that it was Ming Lee. Brit Eady has been doing interviews lately. And, you know, this is the thing, y'all. I don't like Brit Eady. I'm fair. I'm telling you the truth. I don't like Brit Eady. Ever since I first saw her on this show, I don't like her. I knew that she would start mess with Kenya, and I tried to give her a chance. I watched the show, and I said, I'm going to give her a clean slate. But first episode 1, I thought that she was doing too much when it comes to Kenya. I thought that she was putting 20 on 10. I think that she was looking for an issue. I do believe so. Okay? So, but what happened was Brit did one interview yesterday, and I think it's so funny because somebody said Brit is milking this. But Brit only did one interview. Kenya was the one around here running around crying to everybody, talking about her daughter fighting windmilling with her daughter in her arms, fighting with her baby. Fighting with her baby. That was Kenya. Okay? So Brit did an interview with Housewife Nightcap. Okay? And so then today she responded to Ming Lee. Okay? Where we at? Here we go. She was in the comments and Ming Lee responded. Okay? So here we go here. Brit said, say what? Brit Eady says Ming Lee allegedly confessed to having explicit pics of her saved to her phone for a rainy day. How many explicit photos out there are? How many explicit photos are out there of you, Brit Eady? How many photos out there are? How many explicit photos are out there of you? Okay, Brit Eady said, "Internet didn't tell Kenya anything because where is it all over the internet?" Ming told me herself in a drunken night at an event in Miami for a whole hour. She has saved explicit images of me in her phone saved for a rainy day. Very weird to admit to, and she ain't innocent either. Can't help we dated the same people. Now, Brit Eady, you's giving me punk puss. You giving me punk puss because the energy that you had with Kenya with the whips and pow pows, I would think that you would have told her, you would have pulled out that pow pow and told her, let me see you delete it. With that thing, with that piece of steel right next to her head. That's what I would think. That's what I would have did. You ain't got no pictures of me nowhere. And what is she doing with pictures of you? I don't understand. I don't understand. But see, again, some of the girls jump fly like that with a girl like Kenya, but they don't really jump fly like that with another girl who is really about that life. Like Portia would jump fly like that with Kenya, but Portia wouldn't jump fly like that with Candy. Portia would jump fly like that with Cynthia, but when Portia don't jump fly like that with Marlo. You get what I'm saying? The girls try certain people. I be telling y'all that the girls try certain people. So Ming Lee responds. She said, I wasn't drunk. And what I said verbatim was, if I had given those pictures or videos to Kenya, it would have been the ones I have in my phone of you at the party. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those are not on the internet, nor have I shared or shown them to anyone. And I have every phone since 2011. Brit, you're 1 year younger than me, so you were well over age. And this narrative that I'm mad because we dated the same person is complete BS. One of my best friends used to date his fiance, which you were cool with before you even dated him. So stop it. I don't have a problem with you, like I said to your face, and I would never leak or share any pictures or videos of you. Period. You had a past, so what? Just tell everybody you got your hoe deleted. Your hoe got deleted and you married now. But your information in that image from that video is still on the internet as we speak. Like I said, the internet told your business, not me. Now leave me alone. I believe that Ming Lee told on herself without telling on herself. I feel like sometimes when you let people talk, they end up saying too much. They end up saying too much. First of all, girl, how do you even know how old, unless you was there when they took the video of the girl? Why are you over here defending whether she was legal age or not? You don't know. You can say how old, unless you was there when the video was taken, the initial picture that Kenya put out. Unless you was there when the picture or video was taken, you don't know how old she was in that video. You don't know how old she was in the video. And then, why are you walking around with pictures of her in my phone? I wasn't drunk. What I said verbatim was if I had given those pictures or videos to Kenya, it would have been the ones I had in my phone of you at the party. And you know exactly what I'm talking about. And y'all, I gotta say this, and I'm sorry, but Bravo has dropped the ball. Bravo dropped the ball. Bravo dropped the ball. I'm sorry. I don't listen. I don't have no problem with the girls. You know, I don't have a problem with sex workers, but Bravo dropped the ball. They did. They dropped the ball with casting. They did. I'm sorry, and I hate to say it, but they did.
You didn't look good.
Can I finish, please? I'm going to finish this.
Yeah.
This is going to be said.
This is gonna be said. There is no way that Bravo should have even hired Brit for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm sorry. There is no way that Kenya should even be in an argument or in any type of dispute with a girl like Brit Eady. A girl who has explicit photos and images of her, not even just on the internet. And you know, Garcelle got explicit images on the internet. I'm not trying to shame her for that, but it's like you have pictures of you on it, nude pictures of you engaged in when you were underage. Like you have all type of these images like this on the internet of you and through people's phone. You don't even have control of the images that are out there of you. There is no reason why Kenya should have been arguing into any type of this girl should not even been hired for the show. And it all started with Portia. It all started with Portia. Like they have literally dropped the ball. Atlanta used to be like above the stereotype, just one notch. You know what I'm saying? They were. I remember Wendy Williams was talking to Kenya Moore on the phone, and she was like, "Is it true that Jocelyn is gonna join the Real Housewives of Atlanta?" And Kenya Moore said, "We're not that type of show. You know, they have always been just like a small notch, just a barely a notch above the rest, right?" Bravo, what are we doing that Brit Eady is even over here on the Real Housewives of Atlanta? We got Portia already, but now we got me. I mean, now we got this girl with nude pictures of her running around everywhere. Absolutely not. So this is lower. I don't think they did nothing like this on Love and Hip Hop. I believe when Mimi did her video over there on the shower ride with Nico, they put that out themselves. That was a full production. They put that out there themselves. So I just don't, to me, I just don't see Bravo drop the ball. Now, Kenya, you was wrong though. That doesn't take away from Kenya being wrong. And Kenya, you played the cards wrong. You played the cards wrong. If you was gonna try to say that you feared your life when Brit came into your event, you should have been like this. You should have been scared. If you're gonna play scared, I feel like my life is in danger. She taking money out my food out my daughter's mouth. Every time I would have been at an event with Brit, I would have been just like this. Ain't no way. I'm not filming with her. Okay? Now, I see why we got Angela. I can see why we got Kelly. Y'all dropped the ball with Brit Eady. And that's my opinion. That's my opinion. It's not just the pictures. It's how quick she went to talking about the pow pow. And Kenya literally, I think that Kenya was wrong, but I'm fair. Brit hasn't done anything to Kenya hasn't done anything to Brit this season at all. This is something that Brit made up in her head. This is something that Brit made up in her head. Kenya was wrong in what she did, but Kenya did nothing to her. Okay? Now, I don't know if y'all caught it. Kenya was fired. Mama, she was fired. It's okay. She was fired. I knew she was fired, and I told y'all when we watched the thing over there with Tamron Hall, she was fired. I can listen. I'm Team Twirl. I know how Kenya talk. Kenya is a smart girl. She's not gonna come out and tell you no flat out lie. She gonna play with semantics. When they asked her was she fired, she was like, "I've never been told I have been." Did they write it? You gotta really pin Kenya down, right? Because she'll try to move out the way. You never been told that they give you a letter telling you that you was fired? And then she said, "I'm still receiving checks from Bravo." Girl, was you fired or not? You was fired. Portia kind of let it out the bag. Portia kind of implied that you were fired and you will not be. She did it at the Breakfast Club, but she really doubled down on her video on Portia. Portia speak on it to me. Okay? So then Nene came out and responded. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. Okay? Now, this is a clip. Lord, not ha ha ha. I guess Nene is saying the Kenya statement about her came back to bite. Okay? So this is what Nene wrote. The message is very clear, and she got this clip of Kenya Moore. Let's listen.
Really means that the network is sending you a message. You're not as important as you think you are. The message is very clear. Either the network feels that you're still a valuable asset on the show, or they don't, and you're replaced or phased out, and you just clearly mean.
Okay, Kenya. I will say, Kenya, baby, I'm Team Twirl, but let's talk. Kenya, I do remember when you would do interviews and you would speak a lot about Nene as if you was the new queen of the show. And Kenya and Nene was being phased out like you knew exactly what was going on with her. Now, and if I'm being honest, both of y'all have always said that each other was good for the show. Y'all have always said that about each other. But I remember even since season 10, when Nene was getting her negotiations in order to join the Real Housewives of Atlanta again, and you went up to the Breakfast Club talking about how she's not an asset to the show and all of this and all of that. And Nene, you did, Kenya. And Kenya, you so punk puss because I remember when you did your interview with Carlos King, he asked you, he said that Real Housewives of Atlanta was the house that Nene built, and you said it got foreclosed on, and he asked you, "Well, girl, who got the deed?" And you didn't even say your name. You didn't stand. You didn't even say your name. You couldn't even honestly say that you was the queen of the show or that you got the deed to the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now you're being phased out. Kenya thought that she was untouchable. You was trying to play the Real Housewives game, and you didn't know when to win. You had already won. You won once Brit was saying the stuff that she was going that saying that she had that thing on her. You had already won, but you just couldn't take it. You just couldn't take your winnings and leave. Okay, so shout out to Nene. Okay, what else did I see? Well, let's go to Beverly Hills, shall we? Okay, so Erika Jane did an interview with E. I believe it was E or ET. Let me make sure. Because you know how they get when you play the videos over here on YouTube. Okay, yes, she was on Entertainment Tonight. Okay, Erika Jane was on Entertainment Tonight. And the guy that she interviewed with ended up asking her what did she think about what Garcelle said about her once she went to her dressing room. Okay? And I don't know what y'all heard, but what I heard Erika Nene Blanco, what I heard Erika Nene Blanco say is the bitch knew better than to let me hear. Okay? That seems the way that Garcelle get down. You know what I'm saying? I told her something to her face. She had to go back into the dressing room and say what she wanted to say, and then came back out looking, you know what I'm saying, being a sourpuss with it. But I said what I wanted to say to her face, but she knew if she was gonna say something about me, she needs to go back. She needs to go to her dressing room because she already know how I get down. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Erika said she would have jumped on Garcelle. Yeah, that's what I heard. She punk puss. And that scene, you believe without watching the clip? What she said was that seems the way that Garcelle seems to get down. She'll go and say something outside, but she would never come into my face. Not Erika Nene Blanco. Oh yes, Erika would have got the moving further. You need to see the interview. Here we go. Let me see. Bust a move. Garcelle ain't gonna bust no move. Garcelle ain't gonna do nothing but run to the locker room and talk stuff. Run the clip. They're gonna take the video down. Say what you want about Erika, she gonna always keep it above 100, right? Plane crash, Nene about that life, huh? She about that life. She about that life. Trey Carter asked Garcelle. Go ask Garcelle. She about that life. Go ask Garcelle. Go ask Garcelle. Garcelle know what it is. That's why she quit the show. I mean, Erika will bust a move on it. Oh yeah, you know she will. You know she will. Okay? Now, let's talk about the reunion. This is what we're going to talk about when I drop the link. Okay? So I feel like I know that Garcelle is Miss Microaggression on this show. Okay? We have seen it. On this show, Garcelle has been weaponizing race on this show. I thought that it was cool when Garcelle jumped the show that we had a black housewife over here, right? Because we had already had, what's my Hispanic girl, homegirl name that was on the show? I believe her name was Jacqueline, the beauty queen. You know what I'm saying? I love when we can have, throw other people in the mix, right? But I knew that we were at a point of no return when y'all was running around saying that Erika Jane cussed out Garcelle's son. Because that's not what happened. And I remember being on YouTube, and I remember everybody was crying about that. Joyce, thank y'all. Thank y'all, Joyce. I remember thinking to myself, y'all, at this point, I don't think that we have moved away from race relations in this country as much as we think that we have. Because if Garcelle can't get into an argument with a person on the show, or if everything that's going to happen, everything that's going to happen to Garcelle, we're going to make it a race issue, then we can't. It's like then we can't have a show where Garcelle get to say whatever she want to say, but can't nobody say nothing to everybody else, right? And I told y'all a lot of the things that Garcelle was saying was bullshit to me. To me, when Dorit was getting into it with Sutton, and her and Sutton was getting into it, and then Garcelle jumped in, Garcelle attacked her. If I'm fighting somebody one-on-one and somebody else jump in, at that point, I have been attacked. No matter how you feel it doesn't matter if Garcelle is black or not. You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have jumped in. If I'm fighting somebody and somebody else jump in, I'm being attacked. Okay? The whole thing with the paddle and stuff. You didn't pay your bill. Me saying that you didn't pay your bill had nothing to do with you being black. Garcelle has continued to bring up race on this show. And I knew when when Sutton got into the after show and said that Bose was angry with her, that it was going to be a problem. Do I think that she called her an angry black woman? I don't. I don't think that she called her an angry black woman. But my point was, with Garcelle's history on this show and how she has used and weaponized race on this show, you let Sutton call that girl angry. That girl didn't yell at her. She didn't call her no bitch, no hoe, no slut. She didn't talk about her mama. She didn't even call her drunk. All she said was, Dorita's having a party, y'all. Let's go and attend the party. Why are we congregating over here at the door? Sutton was upset because everybody was coddling her like they always do when she gets to crying. Everybody got to go run and coddle Sutton. But when Garcelle was running away crying at the reunion, nobody went and ran after her. Nobody went and ran after her. Okay? Nobody went and ran after her. But do I think that Sutton was calling her an angry black woman? I do not. I don't think that she was calling her an angry black woman. But what I'm saying is this: if Garcelle can say that somebody had did something to her and it was a microaggression, how come? And it could be seen as a microaggression. How come it can't be seen with both? Is it because she's too dark? Let me know what it is. Let me know what it is. Thank you for the super chat, Amy J. She said Brit out here giving interviews like she didn't just get a pity applause for calling out Kenya. Baby, the crowd may have dragged her, but trust, nobody is checking for you either. Baby, she's a victim, Amy J. At this point, she is a victim. Why can't Brit do interviews? She got the job. I don't think that Brit should have been hired for this show, honestly and truthfully. I don't think that Bravo dropped the ball hiring Brit. Thank you for the super chat, Rodney. And shout out to Rodney because Rodney got a lot of backlash when Rodney said that it was giving baddies 11 hip hop. Y'all said that it was anti-black. But look at the girls y'all hiring. We already got Portia. We got Shamia. Shamia is a $9 million hood rat. Shamia can't get a gift without bending over and trying to shake some. Thank you for the super chat, Rodney. He said, hey, boy, I hate that Bose is race baiting. Y'all have a good Friday. I got to clean my apartment. Thank you for the super chat, Rodney. I appreciate it. Is she race baiting? If she doing it, if Bose is race baiting, baby, she got it from
Garcelle.
If she's race baiting, baby, she got it from Garcelle. Garcelle taught her how to do it. She watched the show and she see what to do on the show. Okay? Now, a perfect example of the girls on the show doing stuff, but when they do it to somebody black, it's different. The first part of the reunion, when Sutton went into Garcelle's room, she said, I didn't know that Kyle was so angry. Put a 1 in the chat if you heard Sutton say that. She said, I didn't know that Kyle was so angry. She definitely said it. She definitely said it. I didn't know that Kyle was so angry. In the first part of the reunion, Kyle told Dorit, Andy asked Dorit, they said that did a different Dorit show up this year? Kyle said yes. She was very angry and aggressive this season. Put a 2 in the chat if you heard Kyle say that. Put a 2 in the chat if you heard her say that. Dorit was very angry and aggressive this season. It seems like that you was fighting for your check. That's exactly what she said. You know? Now, when she tried to check, when Bose told when Bose told Sutton, you basically called me an angry black woman, they tried to act like, oh my God, I didn't hear it. Garcelle was like, oh, I didn't know that she said that.
Bitch, you're lying.
Bitch, you lying. You heard the girl say it. It was written all over your face. It was written all over your face. You knew that the girl said it. I'm just hearing it just now. Even when you had to walk back what you said about the girl being the spokesperson in the after show, initially you said that you shouldn't have said that because they think that you're Sutton's spokesperson. But now you're saying I had a very bad morning. Girl, Dorita's around here going through a divorce. Sutton around here struggling. Her mama can't even, as much money as Sutton give her mama can't even tell her that she love her. Kyle got a husband and a girlfriend. You ain't the only person going through something, Garcelle. You knew that you was wrong, and so now you're trying to explain yourself away. You knew that you was wrong, and so now you're trying to explain yourself away. But then Sutton, where you get me, because you know I'm a black power to my soul. I'm black power to my soul. Sutton, where you really pissed me off at Sutton, is when you gonna say, well, you was yelling at me. She wasn't yelling at you. Garcelle yelled, Sutton, you couldn't take that you wasn't being coddled by everybody on this show. You couldn't take that you weren't being coddled by this girl on this show. She didn't yell at you. But ain't nobody about to be running behind Sutton every time she get the crying and stuff. Even when you attack the Asian girl, oh, what about you with your ugly leather pants? You insulted Crystal, okay? And they had Sue Young over there standing by herself while Sutton, everybody running behind Sutton because she over there crying. But the strong Asian girl got to stand over here and be by herself. You something else, Sutton. And I love that she told you, girl, I didn't yell at you. Nobody here has heard me yell. And she said, well, you came on strong. She said, baby, I am strong. Well, you didn't know what was going on. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that you was having another bitch fit. It didn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that she was having another bitch fit. But again, when Garcelle left that scene, let me give you a perfect example. Remember when Garcelle got into it with Dorit? And she said, F you with that, fuck you with that, Dorit. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And she got up running. Nobody got up from the table. Nobody got up from the table to go and console Garcelle. When Garcelle gets up and go run away from the scene, she's standing there by herself. When Garcelle was leaving Crystal House because Dorit had called her a bully, nobody ran after Garcelle. She was the only one up and she was on her way out the door. So Sutton wasn't even trying to get up. Okay? So I ask you, who is kinfolk and who is kinfolk? Because I don't think that Garcelle is kinfolk. To me, it doesn't matter if the girl was calling her an angry black woman or not. You're not going to call this black woman angry in my face, and she wasn't angry at you. She wasn't angry. All she did was ask a question. Okay? And how come all the microaggressions got to be towards Garcelle and nobody else? I'm fair. And I've been telling y'all from the beginning, I'm fair. Garcelle is full of shit, and right here, I believe that Bose is full of shit. I believe that she's full of shit. Now, she didn't say that the girl called it. What she said was, you basically called me an angry black woman because you said that I was angry. And I wasn't angry. She didn't say that you called me angry. She said that you basically mean not really, but really. But how come Bose has to stand up for Garcelle all the time and Garcelle don't ever have to stand up for her? Okay? I don't think, exactly. I don't think either one of them. Garcelle want to be a victim so bad. She didn't say that. She didn't say what? Garcelle never said the skin folk remark was about Bose. It may have been about Anna Marie's tweets. EHC Bunny, let me tell you something, my sweet baby. It was about Bose. It was about Bose. And Garcelle is always, see, she punk puss. Because what Bose said was, until Garcelle tell me that was about me, I'm not going to even believe that it was about me. She was talking about Bose. She was sending an attack, a subtle attack out against Bose. She has always weaponized race on this show, and she's so sick. Garcelle is so sick in her motherfucking head that she did it against another black woman on the show. And I've been telling you about that no good trifling bitch. I mean, let me go. Let me go ahead. I've been telling y'all about Garcelle since day one. I've been telling y'all about Garcelle since day one. I've been telling you, she always gonna use race. She always gonna use race, and she did it against another black girl, child. Bose is a liar. She said that she was pissed herself. I can be. Is she pissed? Was she angry though? I'm be one all day, every day. I eat, sleep, think, and drink black only. Oh, you sound like Bose to me. Garcelle was filed for that. Now hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Sick in the head. Garcelle is sick. Garcelle is sick. Why are you so angry, Gabor? Oh, I'm angry now. Don't worry, I can take it. I can take it. Mm-hmm. But my whole thing is, how come Garcelle is never angry? Because Garcelle is over there sitting at the reunion. She came outside of the reunion. Garcelle is sitting over there angry then.
Yes, angry, black, bald head.
She's sitting over there angry, black, and bald head. Yes, she is. Thank you for the super chat, Colleen. She say, I love Bose. Can't wait to see where her storyline goes next year. Also, I really feels for Dorit. She seems shattered. You think that she seems shattered? Dorit? Well, her money is in shambles. Her money is in shambles, Colleen. Chanelica, thank you for the super chat. She say, hold on, wait a minute, let buy some fancy in it. Let's put some fancy in it. Child. Bald head is crazy, Gabor. Have we ever seen? I want to see the natural hair. We seen it over there on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I want to see the beatless brunch. I want to go to a beatless brunch. Bose was strategic. She knew there was only room for one token. That's why she chose the Mean Girls. EHD Bunny, are you sure? Because it seems to me that EHD Bunny, it seems to me that Bose went to the other black girl on the show and asked her for the lay of the land. You see, she went to the other only black girl on the show and asked her for the lay of the land. You know, that's what they do in the corporate world. They go and talk to the other black person at the job and ask them for the lay of the land, who I need to watch for, who I need to do this for. And Garcelle told her, yeah, I'm not giving you that. So who really wanted to be the token? Oh, Jesus. Because what she, and what Bose also said in the after show that y'all don't watch is that what Sutton and Garcelle is saying is BS, right? What they saying is BS because if they really wanted to get to know me, they could have came and got to know me just like Dorit did, but they wasn't trying to get to know her. But what's good, Callie? What's good? What you want to talk
What's
about?
up? I do think Bose is telling the truth about them not really making an effort to get to know her, and that's how she ended up being close with Dorit. Because let's be honest, they was trying to ice Dorit off this show, and I think Kyle was the leader of all of that. And I still, if I was Dorit, I still wouldn't trust her. But so I think that's how those two ended up getting close. My only issue with Bose is that all of these things are actually Dorit's issues. That's my only issue with her. Like none of this stuff. If you was getting in Dorit's issues, you wouldn't have no problem with nobody on this show. That's my only issue I have with her at all. I'm like, you just need to just kind of, because Dorit might throw her under the bus for Kyle. I don't trust Dorit.
I disagree. I think that anytime somebody speaks up about something in general, everybody always looks at it like it's I'm team this or I'm team that. How come? But my thing is, I think that Bose was coming from a place of, yes, it was just take it. I want you to take it out of it being at Dorit's house, and let's just say we was at Kathy's house. How come every time Sutton gets to break down crying, everybody got to go coddle Sutton?
Well, I think that was the point I was trying to make. This don't let us storm off. Don't.
And I think that's what Bose is trying to say.
And if her and Dorit got a problem, they just got a problem. I think that's more what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think that's what Bose is basically saying. Yeah. Like, if she gonna leave the party, let her leave the party. But everybody don't need to get up and go and follow what Sutton got going on because she ain't worried about nobody else.
No.
But all righty, what's good, Mims? What you want to talk about?
I think for the first time, I actually agree with Callie.
Mm-hmm.
I think whenever somebody comes into a situation and they're not accustomed to being on television and they don't really know the way it works, it's never a good look for you to take your common sense approach because this is television. So she technically did not know what Dorit was about. She don't know what Dorit might have done to these people. Because if I don't like you, I don't care that you're getting divorced. And the expectation that I'm going to have some added empathy for you when I don't like you because you're getting a divorce and because you broke is crazy. I do think that she should have came in and got more. I didn't feel like she had the lay of the land enough to really just side with Dorit and say what people should be doing as it relates to her. I never agree with Callie. Callie, you put something in my drink.
I know what it
but
is.
again,
No.
but
I
again,
just been watching the show.
again, the conversation. This is the thing, and this is again is what I'll be talking about. The conversation is about Bowles and Garcelle, and Callie turned it to Dorit. It's not about Dorit. What we're saying is if the whole skin folk and kinfolk comment is valid or not. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
And
sorry.
she does not have to. It's you. I think that y'all don't like Dorit, so anything that Bowles is doing is team Dorit. But what I'm saying is from what Garcelle has been doing on this show, and with Sutton calling this woman angry, or saying that this girl was angry at her, there have been more done? Could Garcelle have said something about it? Did she hear it or not? Is Garcelle justified in saying all skin folk ain't kinfolk in regards to Bowles?
Could because I don't really feel like it was a microaggression. I feel like there is a space to be able to say or feel like somebody must be angry at you based on the way that you are acting towards me, and that's not what I'm accustomed to. Like, well, damn, are you mad at me or something? I don't.
Also, Sutton is just dramatic. She called Kyle aggressive about 5 times. That's just how she talks. And I do agree. Garcelle is the one who created this sort of made everything this race issue. And now it's like now you want to like kind of get out of it, but you didn't open up that can of worms, because I don't think Sutton was thinking anything racist. I think that's just how she talked about people. She
So
talked about Kyle like that.
In the past, though, when people have said stuff to Garcelle, was it racist, or was she just using the race card, playing the race card?
She was using the race. I already told you. I think that Garcelle was on some complete bullshit with that shit she did to Kyle.
Okay,
that was absurd.
What'd you say, Mills?
I agree. We were talking about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If I got something on you at a reunion, I'm gonna use it. If you didn't pay a bill and you feel like black people not paying bills is something that you would never want to show on television, then pay it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she did that, I was kind of like, okay, I see where this is going. What she was saying about Erika Jane cursing at her child, I got. When she got in Dorit's ass, and all Dorit could say was, "Well, I have some of my staff is black." She called that, and I'm glad she called Dorit out on that. But the Kyle thing was a reach, and she had already been talking about that woman's clothing, knowing damn well nobody is putting Garcelle on a best dress list.
Mm-hmm.
So I do.
She had been talking about Kyle, and she had been taking shots at Kyle all season.
So, but I do think that Bowles was reaching in this particular situation. I don't think that. I told you, I think that Sutton would definitely have servants' quarters and separate but equal bathrooms. But in this instance, I don't really think that she was. I don't think it was a microaggression against Bowles.
Mm-hmm. Trent, what's good? What you want to talk about? Well, pertaining to this.
Thank you for setting the parameters. Hello, everyone.
Hey.
I just wanted to say, I do agree with what most people are saying, and especially what Richie B was saying about making Beverly Hills white again. I'm sorry, making Beverly Hills white again. Because a lot of these women, I feel like we kind of discount their experiences outside of the show. If you're going to be living in those spaces or occupying those spaces in Beverly Hills as a black woman, a lot of times you deal with so many microaggressions that you can't defend yourself against, that it's almost like a straw breaking a camel's back. That whenever they're like amongst each other in the cast, whenever they're amongst their castmates, and those castmates say anything that parallels something that another white person might have said to them, it might just trigger something. So it's going to seem like every time they're interacting with these white women, they're always on edge and always wanting to defend themselves as a black woman here, because they feel like they're going to have some support from Twitter if they do it here. Whereas outside of the show, they don't get that they don't have that luxury, because it might jeopardize, I don't know, either them at work or in their social, political, whatever. Am I making sense? So for me, I just feel like they do sound ridiculous most of the time, but I feel like they are deserving of some grace because of their experiences just
But why don't
in
you
life.
think, Trent? Why don't you think that none of the women on the show? Because I do believe what Lisa Rinna said. Once they made it about race, it was going to always be a card that they can play whenever they can play it. But how come you don't think that any of the girls on the show just brought up, for example, like Sutton could have been like, well, girl, Kyle just called Dorit angry and aggressive and nothing was said. But if I feel like that you were that way towards me, you know what I'm saying? How come it always got to jump into this, you an angry black woman? You know what I'm saying? How come we just can't argue and fight and not think that, like, again, nobody here, I mean, I do believe that Sutton is a little Dixie, got a little Dixie in her, but I don't believe that nobody there that think that anybody there is just really racist. How come we just can't argue and fight without you trying to monitor my words of what I can say back to you and what you get what I'm saying? How come you could just say whatever you want to say to me and I gotta walk on eggshells when I'm talking to you?
Because you just can't. Like I said, you got people like the BA.
Well,
You
then
have people on
we need
Twitter
to.
that are going to put a battery in your back and make you
Well,
feel
then we just
empowered.
need to. Well, then again, we haven't moved as far as we think that we have with race in this country, in my opinion.
Well, who said we all collectively thought that in the first place? But anyway, I
Well,
just feel like what Richie said, we should just make the show a mono-racial show because these people can't act right. We want to be
okay.
able to see them interact with each other and argue on a fair playing field, and we're not seeing that. We're not seeing it here. We're not seeing it on Potomac. It's really making it's ruining the show for us as viewers. Like like I said, I barely tune in ever since Garcelle joined the show, and it's been years because it's like, damn, I want to see them like actually get with each other and we can't
Okay.
because she always is gonna have that card, like you said.
All right. What's good, Laura B? What you want to talk about?
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Okay, so I feel as though that Garcelle was the one who
I'm
brought up
sorry. Who
the
has the
mic.
bird? I'm so sorry, but
A
somebody's
bird is
bird.
crazy.
Who has the bird?
Oh,
Gabor.
T'Challa,
that's me in
Monique, are you here?
Australia.
Oh,
Oh, that's Colleen.
I'm
Go
sorry.
go ahead, Laura.
I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so I feel like Garcelle was the one who initially brought up microaggressions.
Mm-hmm.
We cannot feel. Garcelle said in a nutshell that anytime the ladies mention black people not paying their bills or black people being angry or whatever, that is a microaggression. Garcelle did not have the range to bring this conversation up on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She did not. For the simple fact that when she was in the after show and Sutton said the word angry in regards to Bowles, she didn't immediately clock Sutton. Hey, Sutton, as your friend, I'm Garcelle. I have mentioned that when you say the word angry in regards to a black woman, it could be a negative connotation. I didn't want to feel this way about Garcelle, but I'm kind of feeling like she has been weaponizing the race card on this show. Just because I feel like the fact that another black woman came on the same season that Garcelle was on, and Garcelle did not call out those same microaggressions she's been calling out on a cast that was either all white, or Asian, it shows that she was weaponizing the race card.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, that's just it. And then I feel like both Sutton or Dorit are Karens. They are both Karens. But something about Bowles just gives me that if Dorit really did step outside the line, Bowles would sit her down and call her out. Unlike what
I
Garcelle
personally
hasn't done to
don't.
Sutton.
I personally don't see Dorit as a Karen. I think that what happens is Garcelle made y'all or wanted y'all to see Dorit as a Karen, and y'all just went with it because that's what Garcelle was saying. But I haven't seen anything that Dorit has done on this show that would make her a Karen.
I feel like Dorit has unconscious biases that.
That is a talking point that Garcelle has came up with.
The girl said
But
that
I
she has
do.
that work for her, Gabor.
She said. She
said,
can't. That could be her truth. If she can have people that work for her, and Garcelle tried to tackle her down with it and say, "Well, is
Those are
it?"
all the black people you know and all that
And
stuff.
she said, "No, her mama best friend is black. So what do y'all want her to do? Just because Garcelle says it doesn't make it the truth."
she said that.
Also, Dorit said people of color. She did not say them people was black. She said her mama friend was black.
She said her mother's best friend was black.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wouldn't you
Dorit
say
still
that
gives
first
me
and we're talking
Karen.
about the staff?
But it's okay. I feel like it's okay because we all work in, I don't know where everybody works, but I feel like we all might work in workplaces where we might work with Karens, we might work with racists or people who utilize microaggressions. Sometimes you just got to keep it moving. Like it's a job at the end of the day, the Real Housewives of, Beverly Hills. But when you go too deep, you want to call out every single thing, but you can't call it out when it's happening to another black woman. I just feel like Garcelle was BSing. The fact that she could not call it out when it was Bowles, and then for her to say all skin folk ain't kinfolk, Mama, you're talking about yourself. You either call it out when it's every black person, or you don't utilize it when it only pertains to you.
I just can't, in my head, I just don't even know what even made her tweet that. Whether it was it was about Bowles, but even with Anna Marie, the fact that you have always, you know, weaponized race and you would do it against another black woman, to me is crazy.
Plus, even if it was Anna Marie, because I did initially think it was Anna Marie, she's off the show. Why are you even addressing her? Why are you even speaking her name?
During that week, that was the week Jennifer Tilly had her party, her caviar party, and it was a girl named Anna Marie. It was a place tag that said Anna Marie on the table, and Garcelle was like, "Oh my God, oh no!"
Not
and
who
so
Anna Marie, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's where, because Anna Marie had responded online, but Garcelle was talking about Bowles. And the thing is, if it ain't directed, it ain't respected. You get what I'm saying? She ain't gonna come out. She's not gonna ever come out and say nothing. She gonna do what she did to Erika Jane, and she gonna wait until she get into the locker room or her dressing room and say something. But in her face, she ain't gonna say nothing.
But Gabor, what has Bowles done to Garcelle for Garcelle to say all skin folk and kinfolk? What has she done to her?
That's my point. It's not justified. It's not justified. There is nothing that Bowles has done on this show so far pertaining to Garcelle. We heard people say that she said, "Girl, I would sue you if I was the reach." She did not say that. She didn't say that. But she knows that she can weaponize race against the other girl on it. She could weaponize it.
Say that again, Gabor.
So the rumor was that when they was discussing the piece about Dorit's robbery, Garcelle brought up the robbery again this year, and she said that she don't think that Dorit had anything to do with it, but she kind of implied that it was PK that had something to do with it and not Dorit. The rumor was that they said that Bowles said, "Yeah, girl, look, if I was Dorit, I'll sue you," but she never said that.
And even if she did say that, like, baby, if you were talking about me, yeah, I'm suing you, because why are you bringing it up if I'm not even bringing it up?
Because I don't like you.
But what is the thing where we all black people have to agree on? Like, there is something that happened. If there's something that happens, Bowles does not have to agree with Garcelle in her wrongdoing.
And they should be okay as black women on the show with different thoughts and different views without having
Hold on,
to put
Naomi,
each
you gotta
other
let her finish. Go
put
ahead,
each
Laura.
other together. I'm just saying they should be able to be two different black women with different views, different Caucasian besties or whatever on the show without going at each other and without saying like skinfolk on kinfolk. Like this, we don't got to do all that. They don't even got to be besties. They don't have to line up together.
She definitely insinuated it. Me saying that there are consequences and repercussions for things that you're saying when you have no proof is a warning. Y'all want to see it as weaponized. Y'all want to see it as her saying something against her so bad. But Garcelle has the last 2 seasons we have talked about this robbery with Dorit. Garcelle has brought it up, and every time they asked her to expound on it, she had to tuck her tail and run. Nobody is going to stand on this. Exactly. Nobody is going to stand with Garcelle in her wrongdoing, and you have no proof. You literally just recycling old storylines again. But go ahead, Naomi. What you want to talk about?
I don't think it's fair to say that Garcelle needed to stand up for Bose in that moment, even if she felt like she was being slighted by Sutton. Like, Bose is a big girl, she can do it herself. Secondly, I don't like how Bose code switches when she's with Garcelle, because when she's with Garcelle, she puts on a black girl, yeah, girl, like da 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 da. She's not like that with the other ladies, so it's
That's a
kind of weird.
lie.
Cringy.
No,
That's a,
she does. She's
that
very
is a that is
performative.
a that is a
No, and
lie.
she
She
does.
has
She
that is
no,
a that
she
is
does.
a lie.
No,
She talked
no,
the
she does
same
that to
way.
make.
She talked
No,
the same way with Dorit that she talked to Erica Kane.
no,
That is a
no.
lie.
She does.
You
She
cannot
turns it
tell
up
me
with
that, baby. You
Garcelle,
can't
and
tell
she
nobody
does
that.
that.
You can't
Yeah,
tell me that because I
She does
watched the
that to try to
show.
get. She tries to
Wrong,
get
lie,
Garcelle's
lie. It's a
guard
bald
down.
face lie. That's a lie,
No, it's
Naomi.
not.
Girl,
It's
bye.
not.
Go ahead, Q. What you want to talk about?
Why are you getting
Because you're lying.
It's
Q,
not a
it's
lie.
just
That's
No,
just
Q
something
I
don't even
I
like
Naomi,
Bose.
noticed.
Q don't
Naomi,
even
I don't
like
know what you're
Bose. Tell
talking
the truth,
about.
Q. Go ahead, Q. Do
What?
she do that? Does she only have a black accent with Garcelle, or do she do
No,
talk
she got
like
it.
that?
No, she
Thank
randomly.
you.
She
Randomly.
will
Talk.
do it yeah, she will randomly do it with Dorit and them in random moments, but when she's talking with Garcelle, it's the whole time she's in performance. And I think she does that to try
Girl,
to get
bye.
Garcelle's guard down. And I don't know. I feel like she's very performative, and I feel like she is weaponizing the fact that Sutton said angry. She didn't even call her angry. She said, "Why is she angry with me?" And
Mm-hmm.
she's trying to weaponize it against Garcelle because they were all just trying to get at Garcelle for this reunion, and she was with the Fox Force 5, and she's like, okay, this is gonna be my problem with them. I don't think she actually cares or has a problem with Garcelle not saying anything about Sutton, by Sutton even saying she was being angry. And it's also like Sutton was calling out the fact that she was caring so hard about them not being outside, and it was like Dorit's party. Like, why do you care so hard? And it's
Because
not even your party.
it doesn't have to be, again, it doesn't have to be her party for her to care.
That was her
What I'm
friend.
saying is every time, it doesn't even have
They're
to be
supposed to,
about
but they're all
Dorit.
supposed to be friends. So
It
it's like,
does.
why are you
It doesn't.
why are you going so hard for Dorit and not?
How
You're
come
not even.
it's not going hard for Dorit? It is how come every time Sutton gets to crying and shit, everybody got to go run around her. Every time Sutton gets to go run around and crying, but when everybody else crying, nobody. When Garcelle is running away crying, nobody is running behind her. But every time something happened to Sutton, we got to go coddle this woman.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the
That's where
same
I
way
think
that
that she
she
was coming
coddles
from.
Dorit
When has she coddled Dorit? When has
the
Dorit?
whole
When
season.
has we seen Dorit run out of a room and Bose run after her? You
Well,
haven't
all the
seen it
girls
because
were
she
sitting
you
outside, and
haven't seen it. You haven't seen it because she has not ran all season.
she's coddled her in other
You
ways.
haven't seen it because she hasn't ran all season.
Yeah, because she's had Bose right beside her the
Well,
whole
okay, hold
season,
on.
being
Really
her
And
quick.
both
bodyguard,
Sutton
Hold
has
on.
had Garcelle.
being her bodyguard.
Sutton
Real
has had
quick.
Garcelle
There,
behind her all season as well.
there
Yeah,
is.
but Garcelle's not a pit bull.
Hold on.
Bose is a pit
Real
bull.
Is
quick.
she not? Is she not?
There's
She be
something.
pretending
No.
like she is.
There's something to be said about the fact that Sutton does have Garcelle, but the Fox Force 5 were strong. And so Dorit not only had PK, but she also had Kyle backing her up all the way back to the days of Lisa Vanderpump. Like, she has had a support system that has really, really backed her. And I do think that they dogpiled on Garcelle and Sutton for this reunion. Like, it was a full on dog pile. So maybe Sutton is kind of weak when she runs off, and maybe Garcelle, should have just stood in it. But it has to be hard to have a voice on this show and not have five other white women behind you coddling you.
It wasn't
Can
five.
I?
The Fox Sports 5 are not on this season that we're talking about right here
No,
specifically.
but I'm saying I'm using a past reference point. So Dorit's never been a person to run because Dorit has always had somebody in her corner, whether it was PK fighting Erika for her
But
or
this season that we're talking about specifically with Bose and Garcelle both having two friends, both of these two girls on this show that are not are black girls that are accused of being security for these two
Sidekicks.
white girls or
Mhm.
sidekicks for these girls. They have not had the Fox 5 are not here. Is
They
all I'm
literally
saying.
tell you when you're on these shows that if someone is upset and runs off, they want you to go and approach them when they're still heated in the moment because they
So how
want
come
that
nobody ran
reaction.
behind Garcelle?
because
Not once.
punk puss in your term.
I just feel like a lot of people do things because of production putting things in their ear, and one because
So the
they know
whole
Sutton's
cast, so
unhinged
Sutton
and they
went
get some
and
more camera time.
So Sutton got the crying, and they sent the whole cast over there to go. It is. If you don't like Bowles,
No, but
just say it. If you don't
if
like
you're
the
with
reason
someone who's
scream,
about
just
to be
say it.
completely unhinged, then you're gonna get more camera time.
Oh,
But
thank
So
not
they
you.
even
need. So they
Sutton ran
need.
behind
So
Garcelle.
now they need Sutton. So now they need Sutton for camera time because they're not interested on their own. We got to go and ride behind Sutton to get more camera time.
Well,
Make it
if
make
she's gonna
sense.
be the most unhinged on the show, then it's just gonna make like she's gonna be have the most camera time. That's just how it works. That's why she has a lot of camera time, because she's completely unhinged and unstable on the show, and they want that kind of raw reaction in the episodes. A lot of these the cast members now are so pre-produced that they don't get that
It's so
naturally.
funny
So like,
because for the girls to not like Sutton, baby, everybody was shown over there at the door for Sutton when she tried to lead a party. But go ahead, go ahead, Q. What you want to talk about?
Well, good. Oh, that no. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm lost. What was the original question? Because
The question was: Do you think that Sutton was calling Bose an angry black woman? And is Garcelle wrong for weaponizing race or sitting out a subtle attack against Bose? With the
okay,
kinfolk, not kinfolk comment.
okay. I don't think that Sutton was had any.
Colleen, you have to go on mute until your turn to talk because it's an echo. Sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think it was any ill will behind what Sutton was saying. I don't think it was any microaggressions. I don't think it's anything. What happens with now that we have two black girls on the show? Well, yeah, two black girls on the show at the current moment. Everything is about to turn into a race, and I think sometimes it comes from the fans. I think it's difficult to be in a group of diverse women and not say how you feel. And at the end of the day, this is reality TV. And Sutton felt like the girl was being angry. Now, I don't think the girl was yelling at her like Sutton said at the reunion, but Sutton felt like the girl was angry at her. I felt the same way. Like, Bose, mind your business. It has nothing to do with you. I'm also not on the show. I'm just a viewer, and that's how I felt about it. I just don't think Sutton had any like ill will behind it. I don't know why Garcelle put that tweet up. I don't know if something happened in part 3 that we have to wait and see if something happened in part 3, why she felt like she needed to say that. But for the last 2 episodes we've seen and throughout the whole season, I don't understand why Garcelle put the tweet up about not kinfolk, all kinfolk, not kinfolk, and stuff like that. But hey, that's how Garcelle felt. So she felt like that. And maybe she felt like, and that Bowles did something to her personally, and we didn't see it. Maybe something happened off the camera. I don't know. But again, from what we've seen, at least from what I've seen, I didn't see a reason for Garcelle to put that up there. But who am I to tell Garcelle how to feel about, who am I to tell Garcelle how to feel?
Who are you to tell her how to feel about kinfolk?
Yeah. So, and I don't know. It's interesting because I've said this a long time ago, and I'm not trying to get off topic, but I said this a long time ago when Kim was on Atlanta. Everybody could say what they wanted to say about her. The minute she said something back, oh, she's racist, and it's almost the same thing that's happening with Bowles a little bit. It's like, with Sutton a little bit. Sutton said, oh, the girl was angry. Now everybody's saying, oh, well, she's racist, or that was a racist comment, or this is it. It's like, can we just enjoy the show and not necessarily have to turn it into race? I don't know. It's just weird because I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I'm also not on the show. I'm also not a black woman. I don't know. But to me, it ain't that big of a deal. And I just think Bowles should have mind her business at that moment. The girls they chose to go over there to Sutton. Sutton was waiting on her car. She didn't say, come follow me. She didn't say, come, come over here, coddle me, all this stuff. They didn't do any of that. My issue with Bowles was you came into the house and you didn't know what was going on. You only heard what Dorit was saying. And I wish that she would have did what Erika did. When Erika walked through the door, Erika said, what happened? What's going on? Bowles just went over there, and I got what she was doing. But to me, it was not her place or her house to do it. She should have just mind her business. And if you were irritated with what Sutton was doing, like, whatever, let them take care of it. I'm going out here to the party. I'm going out here to enjoy the party. I'm not worried about it. That's how I feel about Bowles. I'm not a big fan of Bowles either. I think she's I just think she's something about her I just don't really care for.
Mm-hmm.
But and one last thing, I don't think that, and Bose does not
code switch.
Bose,
if anything, I thought that Dorit and Erika seemed a little bit more down, quote unquote, when she was around than I've seen, especially a little bit more with Dorit. And
right.
I heard her use more bitches than she used. The bitches was, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
How she was calling Bose, hey, bitch. She was saying stuff like that is what I've seen from Dorit. I didn't see Bose really change.
Bose didn't
who she
change,
was.
but she would do that, that oh hell no and all that kind of stuff. Everyone, she was trying when she was doing it. It was like, why are you like, girl? You sound weird doing it because it don't seem like that's her natural way of talking. But she didn't do it just with she didn't get with Garcelle and all of a sudden they turn into hood chicks and they start rolling their neck and snap, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she was saying, "Oh hell no" over there at Cassie House.
At Cassie House, she was doing it all the time, so it just wasn't randomly just with Garcelle. Her and Garcelle only had 2 scenes together, so you know what I'm saying, like. She didn't do it like she randomly did it.
Mm-hmm. All righty. What's good, Colleen? What you want to talk about? Okay, hold on, let me see. You have to unmute yourself. You're on mute, Colleen.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, what's good?
What's good, Gabor? Hi. Shout out to Mims. I just wanted to reiterate your point. I really like Dorit. I think Dorit is I want to give her a hug because she seems shattered. She looks like someone shattered, and I will say she could be on the verge of a nervous breakdown because no, Gabor.
Colleen, girl, we see the girl smoking the cigarette. They on the verge of a nervous breakdown, girl.
No, but if your husband left you and you were once wealthy and now you're not, and if you've been robbed or not, let's put that in inverted commas. But I just think looking at her, she just looks fragile and frail and shattered, and I just want to give her a big hug. But also, Colleen, I really like Bo.
Colleen, you know what it is?
Ozempic.
She broke.
Yeah.
She can't afford the fillers and stuff in her face and stuff no more, so we can see more of the creases. You know, her face doesn't look as full as it used to look anymore because she can't really afford to. She can't. It costs. Sutton was kind of right, baby. It costs to be a bad bitch.
Yeah. And I like Dorit and Bose's friendship. I think it's really cute. I love it.
Me too.
I love both of them. I really like Bose as well. Not a fan of Garcelle. I'm with you on that one. Always have been.
All right.
And
no, I thought she was cool.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I kind of enjoyed it.
All right.
Sutton is so weak. She does run off at the drop of a hat, and everyone runs after her. She's got no spine whatsoever.
I said this the other day on my Beverly Hills reunion. If Sutton would stand in the stuff that she did this season, she would be an iconic housewife. But she literally didn't stand in nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And she runs off at anything. And she has God knows what mood swing. Yeah, she's just she and Garcelle should go together. They should just leave the show. I can't see Sutton standing on her own 2 feet. But what would be really interesting would be to see Dorit, who's been really sheltered by her wealth and PK, blossom into her own woman, standing on her own 2 feet. Because I think she's been very sheltered.
Yeah.
And I don't see what everybody sees in Kyle. Why does everyone want to be friends with Kyle?
I think because she's been on the show for so long, but I don't see Kyle as the queen bee of the show.
No
I just would. To me, I felt like that she played second to LVP, and it's like you didn't take LVP down on yourself. You had to get 4 other girls to help you get her up out of there. So you don't just automatically become the queen of the show. Like when LVP will always be the queen of Beverly Hills.
Always. And that stupid storyline about the dog, and that's how they ended their friendship. I mean, I can't stand Kyle. I cannot stand her. But anyway, that's my 2 cents. Sorry about the birds in the background.
No problem. Thank you. What's good in philosophy? Bye. What you want to talk
Bye.
about in philosophy?
Hey, Gabor. Love your
Hey,
content. Love
thank
Mims.
you.
Love Rodney. So I have a different perspective on Bose and Sutton. I
Mm-hmm.
actually agree with Bose
Mm-hmm.
that Sutton was framing her as an angry black woman. She
Okay.
wasn't screaming. She wasn't
Mm-hmm.
angry. She didn't
Mm-hmm.
have a posture of aggression. She
Mm-hmm.
simply was like, "Hey, this is rude for you all to be doing this, right?"
Mm-hmm.
And with her and Dorit being genuine friends, this is something that you would go and do. I've really liked Garcelle
Mm-hmm.
throughout Beverly Hills. I thought she was a good addition
Oh.
until this season,
Mm.
where her frustration towards Bose and her anger that Dorit and Bose have like this genuine friendship. It was
Mm-hmm.
strange to me because it's like, hey, we're all black women here. Like we're
Mm-hmm.
both black women. We can be supportive of each other, and you are in an area like LA where it's diverse. People have different opinions, thoughts, beliefs. So Bo's gravitating to Dorit should, I don't know why that was such an issue for Garcelle. And kind of seeing how this played out,
Mm-hmm.
I am considering the fact that maybe Garcelle did turn up the gas on using microaggressions and race baiting.
Mm-hmm.
So versus, or rather contrasting against Bose's depiction of what Sutton was saying. So like, actually, yeah, I just have a different opinion. So that's all I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to say.
All right, thank you. I definitely, I kind of, I definitely agree. I don't think that Bose was angry. Again, I think that because it was at Dorit's house, everybody's going to always think that she was just taking Dorit's size. But I see it as more like, how come every time Sutton wants to run away, everybody is coddling her?
Yes,
If she want to go, let her go. But it seems like everybody always want to coddle. I mean, I said Dorit Sutton, but if Sutton want to go, let her go. I don't
right.
think that she didn't cuss nobody out. She didn't do anything. If anything, Garcelle is the one who yelled at her and said, "Stop being Dorit's spokesperson." And she was just
Yes,
like, "I'm not being nobody's spokesperson." You know what I'm saying? I just asked the question.
exactly. And this is my last point. But I
Mhm.
also think Bose brought that up to draw a contrast, right? Of
Mhm.
if you looked at her disposition, it was not violent or aggressive, yet Sutton was using the language of angry, which is many times how we as Black women are characterized, right? In all
Mhm.
these different spaces whenever we assert ourselves. So, yeah,
Mhm.
I do think in this case, actually, Sutton was it was a micro or really a macroaggression, but that's it. Thanks, Gabor. Love your content,
No problem.
except
Thank
your
you.
position on Giselle. That's it.
Well, we
But
love
love all.
Giselle. We love the Queen G. No, but
Everything else, you're 10 out 10 tens across the board. But Garcelle, but thanks so much. Bye.
alrighty. Thank you. What's good, Rodney? What you want to talk about?
Hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
Hey,
So
I'm good.
Why are
that's
you
good.
whispering?
I'm in a rush. I just got the shower. I just drank an energy drink. I got a lot going on over here.
Mm.
So I just want to say this. It's a lot going
Oh,
on.
Hey, Diva.
So this is my thing. I
Mhm.
think that the same way I felt when Garcelle, said what she said the first season about Kyle and the whole black woman stuff. I thought that it
Mhm.
was BS. I
Mhm.
also feel like Bose saying that Sutton called her angry black woman, I think it's BS too.
Mhm.
In the episode, in the confessional, Bose literally said, I'm pissed.
Mhm.
And in the after show, Sutton said, I don't know why Bose is so angry with me.
Mhm.
So I don't know why Bose is trying to pull this, oh, she called me an angry black woman. You literally used the word, you're pissed. So if
Mhm.
Sutton said what she said in the after show, which is after the show, and her saying, why is Bose pissed, angry with me, it would make sense. So I don't know how Bose is trying to draw that parallel of Sutton calling me an angry black woman when I literally just said that I was pissed. And why are y'all coddling her? That's what she said.
But could you be pissed and not be angry?
Those
It's
two,
pretty much.
those
Like,
two are
can I be pissed at something and not be angry at someone? Like, I can be pissed and my disposition does not have to come off as angry.
Tomato, tomato. But
Okay.
if you're saying I'm pissed, and then if I
Mm-hmm.
say why are you angry with me, it's pretty much the same thing.
Hold
Like
on,
I
right
could
now.
be pissed
Hold on.
because
Synonyms for pissed include angry, mad, annoyed, displeased, irritated, and or irate.
There
but
we
what I'm
go.
but my point is I
And
can be pissed,
Ohada.
but I can be pissed that it's raining outside and ask you a question, and that doesn't mean that I have to be angry.
You would never know
Is what
he's
I'm
pissed.
saying.
Words are interchangeable. Somebody could use it. It doesn't mean that it's a microaggression, is what he's saying. They're interchangeable words.
Mm-hmm.
So now you can't be any of those synonyms.
I'm not saying that I can be
Not
saying that I
you.
can be pissed at something and not be angry at somebody or angry at the situation and not angry at this at Sutton specifically. But
So
again, I do agree that Bose the argument I'm not arguing that that she I do think that she is reaching with the angry black woman thing. My point is how come it's okay for Garcelle to use microaggressions all the time, but it's not with Bose?
It's not okay. That's the thing. Because,
Okay.
like I said, Garcelle was incorrect her first season, and
Are
I said
we?
that.
But can we be in a space where can we? Because again, I feel like that again. If you, we saw Kyle call Dorit angry and aggressive the first episode. I mean, the first episode of the reunion, and then we literally heard Sutton just call Kyle angry, and there's no point made about it. Can we live and exist in a space? Can we be on this show and coexist and get into arguments and banter, and you not try to micromanage every word that I use, or every time I say something, it's going to be this angry black person trope?
Right, I agree with that to a certain extent. I do. I
Mm-hmm.
do. I do. And I've been very vocal about this since Garcelle joined the show. I don't think
Mm-hmm.
that Garcelle should be treated any differently than those white girls. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
However, I also think that for us to watch this show and see how they interact sometimes with Garcelle, it's a little tad bit different. It's no different than how I felt about, say, Ashley Darby. You had Robin come to your job, your business that you owned, and put her finger in your face, and I never once heard you refer to Robin as ferocious and aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But Wendy can be at the end of the table on the other side, and those are the words that you use. So I think that's when we have to kind of start looking at. I honestly feel like if I had cursed or used the language that Erica Jane had used towards some little white girl, I think the outcome would not be those white people sitting around laughing about it. And I
Yeah,
think that if you cursed out some little white girl, it would not be Mauricio, Cal, Dorit, and PK sitting around laughing about it.
yeah, I
But
don't
that's
agree
not
with
on
the curse
Erica
out.
though.
I don't think that it's the curse. I don't agree with the curse out. I believe that she cursed, but I would never agree with the curse out.
Yeah,
But
That's what we're saying
but
until
Erica
it's your
knew
child.
she was wrong.
hmm
See, I feel like
I
that's being taken. Erica apologized in that moment. She knew she was wrong. As
I
soon as somebody made a face, she was like, "Oh my God, baby, I'm sorry."
no.
That was them over there at somebody else's house laughing. Does not, you know what I mean? Erica was she was joking inappropriately with a kid. She was
It
not
was
But
trying to cuss him
she
out.
was
but it
joking
doesn't matter. It
inappropriate
doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But
with
it
a
doesn't matter
teenager.
because we know for a fact, again, if that was a white child and a black person that cursed him out, it would not be a laughing matter.
It would be
He
outrage.
didn't. Cursing
But I
to
kind of
me.
fay like
I
they're
think
the
that
ones that
when I
laugh,
say
not
cursing
Erica.
out, is calling somebody out their name. You know what I'm saying? So it's calling a little girl, "Oh, get your bitch ass out of here! Oh, you get out of here, oh hoe ass nigga," or something like that.
Yeah,
All she
it's
said
reading
was,
somebody using curse
"Yeah."
words.
When
That's
No,
she
it's
cursing
said,
not.
somebody
Because
out.
if you were at a playground and somebody told your child to get the F away from here, you wouldn't be like, oh, that didn't curse them out. Like I feel like we're not telling the truth. If you
I
were at
feel
a
like he cursed.
playground
I
and
feel like he
some
was cursed
woman
at, but not cursed out.
It's
if you were at a
disrespectful
playground and
nonetheless.
some person and some stranger, whether they were black, white, no matter the race or gender, if they use a curse word at your child, what would be the
I
response?
would say, "Don't cuss at my child."
If it was my child,
But I
we'd be
wouldn't say
bouncing.
don't cuss out my child.
Yeah, I was. To me, cursing out is calling them out their name. You get you a whole ass nigga or something like that. When you saying stuff like that, to me, that's what I see is cussing. And I've been saying this since it happened. I don't see it as cursing out, but I do understand. You don't use that type of language with a child, but cursing out is something more direct.
You don't use that language with
Yeah, I think
anybody because
it's
if a grown person did it to any of us, we would have an issue with it.
only if we were in an argument, to be honest. Like, I'm not sensitive to certain words. I think it's subjective.
I think if it's somebody who's on par with the other person, like if I'm saying it to Rodney, that's one thing. But if
Yes,
somebody older or younger, then it's a different level of disrespect.
it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it more than likely will probably be some furniture moving.
You're not
But
going to do it to somebody's mama or their
I think okay. Do you think that it was made a bigger deal because Erika was white?
It was her.
Yes,
It's her
Okay.
child.
it's her
And
child. Yeah,
Garcelle and a white woman, of course.
Garcelle, but this is the thing. Garcelle didn't make it that big of a deal. I think the audience did.
Garcelle,
I think the
Garcelle
viewers
made it a
did.
big of a deal after she saw it. She always make it a big of a deal when
But
Twitter
even
get
if she
on it.
did, she should have.
Mm-hmm.
Because I refuse to. If you go ask, more than likely, if you ask any mother, if you ask your mother, if I ask my mother, if some person, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and add in an extra layer, if a white woman cursed at your black son and used
Her
that
son is not
language,
black. Garcelle's son is not black.
regardless of how you want
What
to
you mean,
paint it,
bro,
this
Rodney?
is the thing. Regardless of how you want to paint it, the fact of the
Mm-hmm.
matter is, he's still gonna be looked at as a black person in the world, no matter
Well,
how I look
I'm
at
telling
it.
you what she told us. She told us that her son is not black,
That's
that her
fine.
kids
It
are
doesn't matter. We
biracial.
don't have to get into that. I'm talking about you. You're
Ain't
black.
nobody
I'm
looking at
black.
him and thinking
We're
he's
black.
black. Come
I'm
on,
talking
y'all.
about you.
What?
I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about you being black. If a
Mm-hmm.
white lady cursed you out, I guarantee you, your mother will have a problem with it.
She would have said, "Don't curse at my child," or use that language with my child. My mother wouldn't have said, "Don't curse my child out." What I
But
feel
she would.
like is
It would have been addressed
it would have been addressed.
because it's a problem.
I'm not saying that it wasn't. I'm not saying that it shouldn't have been addressed. She shouldn't have cursed at him. She shouldn't have cursed at him or been using that language with him at all. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it wasn't like she was saying he's a bitch. You a bitch. Get your bitch ass out of here. Like she was like really reading or cursing at him like that. You know what I'm saying? Or if somebody had told Portia, get your little fast, get your little hoe ass. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't doing anything like that.
I think in the context of this particular show, Get the Fuck Out of Here is a much bigger deal than it would be on Atlanta. For the context of the show, anytime they drop the F-bomb, it's a big deal.
I
That
don't know.
is
Nene
true,
did tell
but
Kim to
I
watch those
also
B
feel like
words to end
Garcelle,
up in the
the
ocean.
next time they all got together, Garcelle chose to pull Erica to the side and talk to her about it. Baby, they would have been filming me on the phone with Erica on the speaker, and I would have been cussing Erica out. Garcelle didn't she wasn't as upset about it until they showed PK and Dorit and Kyle Mauricio like laughing about it. I feel like that's when she seemed so offended about it.
Well, Garcelle
Well,
didn't see what happened.
she
Somebody
said,
told
yeah,
her.
she didn't.
Yeah,
She
she
didn't.
didn't see what happened in the
She
room.
didn't see what happened. They came and told her when they were leaving. The boy told her that she cussed at him. In the moment, Dorit told Erica, "Don't do that. He's a kid." And Crystal ushered him out of there as he was doing it, and she was saying, "Don't listen to him." But Garcelle did
Hmm.
address Erica. Because remember she told Cherie, when I see her, I'm going at her. And she said, "We checking bitches today," is what Cherie said. And when Kyle jumped in, I remember Cherie telling Kyle,
Uh-uh.
it's between them two. But but when they was laughing about it, even Dorit wasn't even laughing when they was laughing at it. But Garcelle, now Kyle Mauricio and PK were all wrong. They were.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Okay, so Dorit was upset that Sutton sunned her when she was talking about the fact that she was broke. But why is it okay for Dorit to insinuate that Sutton bought Garcelle? I didn't like that at all.
I didn't like
When did
that
she?
either.
When she? What? Say what? You were
Dorit
Me
going in and
either.
out like low and high, low and
Dorit
high.
Dorit insinuated that Sutton bought Garcelle. I didn't like
Hmm.
that at all.
Well, she did.
If she bought Garcelle, she bought all of them because she
She
can't.
did. She bought all of them. She bought
So
all of them.
She was
so
specifically talking about Garcelle in the after show. She said Sutton bought Garcelle. She didn't say
At the
Sutton bought
she
all of us. She's specific.
she was telling the story about when how she know that she was telling the story about Garcelle didn't initially like Sutton because Sutton had made her Sutton made Garcelle apologize by being rude, asking where she got her money when they first got on the show, and Garcelle didn't want to fuck with her no more. And so what she told the story about how all of a sudden Garcelle had this Haitian foundation thing, and Sutton bought a $25,000 table. I mean, yeah, Sutton bought a $25,000 table, and now all of a sudden they had became cool. So she was telling a story about how she knew that Garcelle didn't like Sutton when they first got on the show. But
Nobody
Sutton,
liked her when she first got on the show.
yeah, and Sutton was buying the girls on the show. But Sutton got on the show. Remember Sutton buying the girls gator boots with the pimped out Gucci suits. Remember that?
I
Yes.
remember
Remember
that.
this season when she
Oh,
wasn't
those were
talking with Kyle.
Hunter rain boots.
This season when she wasn't talking to Kyle, she was saying that she was buying shit for Kyle and sending it to us, thinking that she'll like when she was going online shopping. So Sutton does use her
I
wallet.
don't remember that. She did that
Oh
this
yes,
season?
oh yes. Put a five in the
Yes,
chat. She said that
Sutton
she
does
was
buy people stuff, but the insinuation specifically was that she bought Garcelle.
she did.
I don't like it on his face.
Well, baby,
Especially if we're
listen.
talking about, like,
If Garcelle can be bought, she could be bought. That ain't the first time she been bought.
we don't know that Garcelle was bought, is the point. And if you're gonna say that she bought her, you're gonna say she bought everybody, but that's not what she said. She said specifically.
But my thing, and this is what I'm saying when it comes to race relations. I'm talking about specifically Garcelle. I'm talking specifically to Bowles about Garcelle not liking Sutton when she first got on the show because of a comment. Because of a comment she made about how she got her money, and she made me apologize about it. So I can tell a story about her buying Garcelle
And I
without
guess
it. You know what I'm saying? Without it, again, is it because Garcelle is black
No,
that we
because it
can't
made
tell
it.
the story?
No, yeah, I think you tell a story, but I don't. But I don't. What What if they just worked through their issues and became friends?
Yeah, I mean, it
Like,
was a.
yeah.
But I'm saying is what I'm saying is
because the issue wasn't
it's
that
a
big of a deal. It's not like she
it's
cursed
a
somebody's child out. You know what I'm
she
And
well
saying?
she made
Mm.
Garcelle apologize.
Right, but what I'm saying is there's also a possibility that the situation
They
was not
talked
that
about it.
big. It
Hmm.
could have literally been we talked about it and we
Hmm.
worked through it. It's not that big of
Yeah,
a deal.
but she's
But for
not saying
Dorita
for
painting it
everybody
as
else.
though like
she's
this
being
horrible.
shady though. She's being shady. Are we? That's
Right,
my
I
question.
get it.
Are we not to be shady? Well, to Mims, are we not to be
Also,
shady with anything with Garcelle because she's
Well,
black?
the point that I
But that's a microaggression, baby. You're basically saying that
Yeah,
she's up for
Okay, well
feels
auction.
like
get
it.
off the show then. Get off the show
You're
then.
thinking that she's you
Because if
saying
she
she's
can
up at the
insinuate,
market at the
maybe if she
slave
can
house.
insinuate that my
hold
robbery
on,
was
but
fake and somebody had a gun to my
you
head,
took it
and
to a
I can't
different
say that I could be bought, then
you took it to a
we will
different
never be.
level. I was talking about specifically her not liking the conversation about Dorit not having money and not being on her level. The next thing I'm hearing is Dorit saying that you bought the black girl. So which is it? Why
On
would
the after
you
show
to
after you have already, but this is the after show is it's filmed after all of this stuff has went down.
so two wrongs make a right? If Sutton needed to
Yes.
apologize because she sunned Dorit because Dorit is poor and broke and
She
can't
didn't have to, but this is the thing though, Mims, and I gotta say this: Dorit never asked her for an apology. Sutton apologized because in her world, they don't look. It's looked down to talk about people like that. If Sutton was in Atlanta and she said, "Bitch, I thought that Sutton ate," you know what I'm saying? But I'm black. You get what I'm saying? I thought that Sutton ate. But she in her world that doesn't fly. You get what I'm saying? If Nene would have said that on Atlanta to Sheree, girl, your wallet don't fit. She would have ate and it would have been iconic. You know what I'm saying? And everybody would go up for it. But Sutton is not from that world. Everybody at the table was appalled, like, "Oh my
But I
God, she
also
said
think
that."
that
You know what I'm saying?
Dorit
And that's what I'm
is
saying. Just staying
twisting.
in it.
I'm sorry. I also think Dorit is twisting what Sutton was saying. And I think that other people are doing it as well because they don't like Sutton or they feel offended. What Sutton actually was saying is that I think that's why you got a problem with me. That's why you keep messing with me. Not I'm better than you. Which I do think it does bother them that
better
Sutton
than
got
you.
that divorce settlement. I'm not even gonna lie. I think it
I
bothers most of them.
I think that to me, I think that I don't know. I just feel like that. I thought that Sutton ate with that, and I also think that Garcelle and Bowles, you know what I'm saying, could feel like I'm better. like, girl, yeah, you got your money from a nigga, girl, but we self-made. You know what I'm saying? So I think that the argument can be had so many ways. I could see
The issue is Sutton. People, they don't like Sutton because if Erica would have said it,
Exactly.
nobody would have had a problem with it.
They
it's
wouldn't
not
have a problem
because
with it because it's
but
it's
classism and
not because it's not
elitism.
because it's Sutton. It's because Sutton is. If Erica would have said it, Erica act like she one of us anyway. So she would have ate it. She would have said it, and she would have. Nobody would have went up for it. They just would have been scared to say anything to her about it. But but Erica would have owned it. Sutton is not going to own it. Sutton has apologized for everything she has done this season. She would never own it. She would eat if she owned it. To me, I feel like she'll eat. I don't think it was a bad comment to make.
It's not a bad comment to make, but in that circle, everybody know what's going on with Dorit financially. So here you come making it now. It's on the camera. So that's why the girls also had a problem with it too. But I think it's because it was Sutton. Honestly, it was because it was Sutton.
I do too.
I think it was because it was Sutton too.
Why do you think it was because it was Sutton?
Because they don't like.
They always brag about their money though.
Yeah, and they don't like
that's not
Sutton. They don't like Sutton for whatever their reason is. They don't like Sutton
because they feel like she got more money.
No, because they just don't like her. Like they don't think that she fits in. They don't think she's one of the cool girls. They don't think that she belongs at the lunch table. They don't see it for Sutton. And
they don't think she's an it girl. They don't think even with work getting done, she could ever be the it girl.
And
no,
also,
she's quirky. She's got
money.
a quirky personality.
They do talk about money on the show because Jennifer Tilly talks about money all day long. How she buys
and they go up for it.
Yes,
and
she
they go
does.
up for it. They go up for it. When Sutton did it, I didn't find nothing wrong with the comment either. But everybody at the table found something wrong. And even at the reunion, they was like, "Oh my gosh, that's the lowest thing you've ever said, Sutton," and this and that. So they were making her feel bad about the comment that
even
she made.
before the reunion.
But I don't.
Can I say something?
It would not have been. It would not have been an issue.
Even though Erika Jane literally has a song called "It's Expensive to Be Me." Like, girl,
yeah, but I think there's a difference in saying and showing off your wealth and then telling somebody else that I'm broke, that they're broke and they can't sit with you. There is a difference that's a clear difference. We are talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and diamonds and stuff like that. We have never heard a girl tell another girl, "You can't sit with me."
Basically. But have we heard another girl say somebody's pretty much an alcoholic? Like
we heard Kyle tell her sister. We heard Kyle tell her sister that.
Right, that's her sister, and you can say what you want to say to your
Randy
sister.
called her a meth head,
but you're not gonna tell me that you're not gonna keep insinuating that I'm an alcoholic. Because if you keep doing it, then I am going to go there with you.
Yeah, baby. I have no problem with her going there. I have no problem with her going there.
No, not you. Not you. I'm just. Yeah, because I would agree. I thought that Sutton ate.
Yeah.
But I feel like a part of the story that people, not us, but people like online are leaving out is that Sutton just didn't say that just because. Sutton said that because
she kept effing with her.
He kept insinuating that she was walking around here with vodka in her purse.
Yeah, and but Callie, Sutton was fucking with Dorit this season. Dorit was not fucking with her. Let's be clear.
But the comment came up. The comment came up because when Dorit went to go sit down and when Sutton went to go sit down and she was like, "Can I get water?" Dorit then said, "Oh, are you getting water because of what happened with us?"
Yeah, but she wasn't standing like she was digging in. But she wasn't standing like she was digging in. She was standing like she was getting ready to apologize. And Sutton is
can I say
stick in the
something
mud. You can't ever say nothing. But go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I actually agree with that last part that you said. She was saying that she came there to. Is there an echo?
No.
Can you hear me? Oh, yeah. She was saying that to open up the door to apologize. That's what I got from it. But somebody said this the other day when it comes to Black Twitter and White Twitter. White Twitter did not like that comment that Sutton made. That's the only reason why she apologized.
Even Sojourner Truth didn't like it either. I saw Sojourner Truth said.
The Black Twitter, they go up for stuff like that. They go, "Oh, I got more money than you," and all this other stuff. That's how I look at it. I think the comment, yes, I don't care about the comment, but she's the only one who's. It's one thing to say that you have money. It's another thing to say that your wallet's not bigger than mine. You need to sit down and stuff like that. That's how I look at it. Now, when it comes to her calling out her being an alcoholic or drinking every day, to me, that's fair game. This is Housewives. This is what they known for.
It's true.
wait.
So it is what it
I'm
For
is.
me though,
like that kind of stuff.
me specifically, girl, if you running around saying that you keep an ocean spray in your bag or whatever, then I
Exactly.
feel like me saying you're alcoholic is free is free game.
Easy. You
And that might
alcoholic.
be true. But also, it's free game if I know that you're 4 months behind on your mortgage and I can call it out. Like, it's
Well, you
all free game
can.
at this point.
Yeah,
Well,
it
Gabor's
is.
not debating that. Gabor is saying he liked what Sutton said. He just wants her to stand on it.
Yeah, I want her to stand in
Mm-hmm.
it.
Be
I
more
want
like
her
In
to
her
tell.
world,
I
though, but
want
in
her
her
to
world, she
say.
can't
I want her
stand
to
on
get on the
it.
table and say, "None of you bitches." She like she did last year when she was at Crystal House, and she said, "I'm up here. Y'all are way back there. All of
And
y'all are way back there. I know what I will accomplish, and I know what y'all want, cause I got
But
money, and my money told me what y'all gonna accomplish and what not
That's
But
not
gonna
Sutton,
Sutton
but
though.
in her
Sutton
Sutton's
is
an
world,
a
easy read
stat
though.
tracker.
Sutton is an easy read too when it comes to the money situation. You did not work for your money. You had the same store that Kyle made up to do something. Sutton did not work for. She married her money.
I
So
so
don't
that's
care
what
if
the
I
is
easy
married
though?
read.
my
But
money.
see,
Of
this
course,
is
some
she
of
not
it
an
wasn't
I
easy.
like
got
that.
it.
It's
most
not.
of the
That won't
girls
be an
on
easy
this
read
Nothing.
in that
and
circle though.
the only
In this
thing is
circle,
Very well.
the
Oh,
only
very
the
Or
well.
only
or
girls
married.
on
It's
this
still
Here
her
they
show.
money.
Go
come.
ahead, y'all.
Here they come.
Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead. One at a
the
time.
Here
One
they
only
at a
come.
time.
also
Go ahead, Rodney.
that would not be an easy read in this circle because most of the white women get their money the same way Sutton got hers.
Yes,
So
It
why
would
you
be
throwing
a
it in my
it,
face?
No,
Because
it's
Because I
different.
got more
it's
money
because
than you.
because I marry well.
It's
it would
different.
be.
She built her career. She built the stuff with her husband. That's very different.
here we go.
Than that man
But
being
Here
90
we
years
go.
old and going
but
for
let me say,
pole dancer.
She
To
Sutton
but
High
me,
Sutton
in
and her
money in
it,
husband
her
it's
name.
if you
when
had a
Sutton
table
got
full
with
of
her husband.
Boses and Candy Burris's and then you only had one Sutton, then they could probably say,
yes,
"Girl, you're a
yes.
nobody. Girl, we
Thank
work for
you.
our money from the ground up."
Yeah.
That would probably
To
Yep.
me,
that
and
would
that's what I'm
hurt.
saying.
But
To
in
That's
this
how they
me,
circle,
tricked
that's not
Monique
gonna
out
work.
her spot.
hold on, y'all. To me, there is a difference between Bowles and Garcelle and Sutton because even though Sutton may have more money than them, bitch, I made my money on my own without a nigga. I didn't need a man. You get what
But
I'm
you know
saying?
what, Gabor? I don't think that's true. I think they both got money from their husbands.
Well, you
I'm
can
just
think what you
telling
The
you
thing
what
with
want,
I
but
Sutton,
heard. I
the
don't
Bowles,
thing
think
I
with
that's
read
Sutton
true.
though,
Bowles's book.
Sutton,
I read
But
Bowles's
books
book,
Bose
and
is
ain't
Bowles,
always
self-made.
Bowles,
true.
Bowles' husband was not rich.
Bose is self-made.
Bowles
Yes,
Life
worked her
Bowles is
way to
self-made,
the
insurance.
and
top.
Life
her,
She
insurance.
worked from
I
nothing.
read
Exactly.
Bowles's
He could
book,
have had a
baby,
life insurance
and
policy to put her on.
her husband was not rich. So,
but
Life
the
He
thing
is
Worked her way
deceased
to the
And
though.
the
top.
thing
Garcelle,
with
and
Sutton,
Garcelle's husband wasn't rich either.
the thing with
I
Sutton though,
mean,
Sutton
He's a
didn't
millionaire.
marry.
he's a
He
Sutton
just
didn't
not
millionaire,
rich
but he
marry.
like
ain't rich,
Rick
baby.
Hilton.
Sutton
He
didn't
not Rick
marry into
Hilton rich.
money. Sutton didn't just marry into money. She literally
Husband
met her
worked.
husband in high
Hmm.
school, and they built they built his career and his business together. That's why Sutton was able to get the money she did. So she did work. She was taking care of the kids. She was taking care of the family. She was taking care of him. She was helping him build the company. That's why Sutton was able to get the money that she was able to get. We're not going to sit here and act like Sutton was just a girl who fell
Mm-hmm.
into money.
That is true. And he hid stuff in her
Cooking,
name.
cleaning, having sex with him when he liked it.
Take the read
But I
the
also think
weekend
too, in
a
these
trick.
circles, it's not frowned upon if you walk away, even if you didn't work for the money. You know, I mean, even if you were not there with your husband from the start,
Hmm.
nobody's gonna frown upon you if you walk away banking. Like
Right,
that's what the
because
white girl. That's what the white girls. That's what they do. You know
right,
what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I'm never
it's
signing
like
no
it
pre-dub.
basically
I'm
means you're
not.
smart.
Child,
If
please, I'm a
anything,
That's
pass
what
they'll
I
talk
out
said.
about
People
you
anytime
like
think
a
nigga
y'all
fool
asks
if
me
you
to
use
walk
sign a
away
somebody by
banking.
saying
pre-dub.
they married
I'm a
people.
pass out.
Like what?
So let me
Pass
ask
out,
let me ask you a
what?
question. Everybody on this panel is agreeing. What do y'all agree with Garcelle walking off the stage? Is
I
that
don't know. I haven't seen
we
No.
haven't
nothing
got
since.
there yet.
For me
You
I
know,
don't
personally,
I
I
think they
don't
tricked
agree
I
with
her.
haven't
it.
seen
We don't
nothing
know
that
what it
happened
took
to
for
make
her to
Garcelle
leave.
walk off the set
I'm
yet.
Correct.
happy with her walking off. I don't know if I agree with it.
Yes.
I
At the end
feel
of
like
the day,
I'm
you
not
don't
gonna
know
agree
what
with it.
I changed. think that anyone who doesn't show up to the reunion, who walks off midway, needs to be
Right,
fired. It
Diva?
wasn't midway, it was at the end. So your
They
point
love
is
Jennifer
Oh, wait a
valid.
Tilly.
minute.
It's
Except for Leah
Hold,
voided.
hold
Thornton.
on,
Except
y'all. Hold on,
for
y'all.
Beyonce.
Oh,
They need to start having seatbelts at the reunion. But in Garcelle's defense, it was at the end of the reunion when they was doing the toast and stuff. She's not obligated to stand
no.
there. It's not like that she ran off in the middle of filming. But Erica De
But
Niro,
Garcelle
shout
said
out,
she wanted to
hold
take a
on.
picture. picture.
Hold on. Diva said they love Jennifer Tilly's story, right? And I feel like Jennifer Tilly lied in her story because Jennifer Tilly made it seem like her husband was just this good man that gave her the money, but she didn't tell us at first that she had to go and fight that man for the money that she got. She
My
had to go to
God.
court and fight for the money that she got
I
from
have to
him.
agree.
But was it a
The way
fight
the way I
though?
took it too, Jennifer Tilly. The way I took Jennifer Tilly saying it was like that man just
I had a
Like the
good
comment places
man.
Hart gave
No,
her
she
piece of
was
the
being
Simpsons.
facetious. She was like, "Thank you, so generous."
Top
She
shelf.
had to go to court and
Yeah,
fight him
she
for
was
that
being so
money.
facetious.
Top
Yes, baby. She said
Yes,
that the
that's what she
man.
said.
She said it was $700,000 in the account. He wanted to give her $350,000, and
Oh
she
my
said that her
God.
friend told her, "No, girl, I think you need to get you a lawyer," and she ended up with a percentage of the
Where did
settlement.
y'all hear that from? I didn't hear that.
Well,
That's
She
I
said it.
Yeah,
believe.
all
But
the
She
then
said
getting
it
a
in
it's on
St.
the
lawyer, is that a
show.
Lucia.
fight?
top
She said
shelf
it.
though. You're
She
talking
said it in
about
St. Lucia to Garcelle and Kyle.
That is so
top
crazy.
shelf. You're
You
saying
know, I know a lot of women that would have took that
Yes,
350.
sir.
Go ahead,
She
Mims.
What color are
And
the
would have got
women though?
played.
nobody who doesn't see what I
You
Exactly.
breaking up, Mims?
you can't hear me?
We can
Said,
now.
yeah.
Okay. So you're saying that Garcelle shouldn't be allowed to come back because she walked off. But Kyle basically ended the reunion 1 year and they just let her cry and say, we're done. You don't have to take a cast photo, no nothing. And she came back. And
she should be done too.
Lisa Vanderpump.
Yeah, she should be on the list too. Then.
I'm just
Listen.
saying if Garcelle will come back, I wouldn't mind it.
I'm saying across the board, the way that Garcelle is going out, I think it's just bad
How
all
is it bad
around.
when she did it on her terms? You
She
are
because it's
nonsensical right
punk
now.
puss.
Hold
It's
on, y'all.
punk
Let him
puss.
explain what he mean by going out. What you mean by going out?
The reason why I'm saying it is going out bad is because even though it is on her terms, she clearly did that video to get ahead of how she knew she was going to look with everything going down.
Mm.
But
How's
You
she
mean
Garcelle,
look?
with
How's she
performance?
hold
looking?
on.
Wait,
Go
wait.
ahead. Go
How's
ahead.
she looking?
Hold on. Garcelle has never been good at the reunion. She never gives anything at the reunion. When somebody tries to come back and forth with her, she always have those one word answers. Okay, I'm done. All right, whatever. It just is what it is. So you cannot talk shit in your confessionals. Then we talking face to face, and we hear, and you give me nothing.
But
So okay, let's go.
But
okay, but to
can I
your
can I
credit,
say something about
for what
that?
you just said though, if she's been doing it previously from the inception since she got on the show for those 5 seasons and she got to the reunion and did nothing, what's the difference this season? Nothing. She's operating how she's always been operating, correct?
Yeah, and we're
So if
tired
she's
of it.
done, she's done. Like when you get to a point of I can't be in the clown show anymore, then that's her prerogative. That's her choice. If
I
she
get
chose
what
to leave
Is
it,
it?
I get
that's
what
on
you're saying.
her.
I'm
Is it a
saying that
clown show?
Her career. It
she's
is. It is
great
her.
for the show. I've always said she's great for the show. I just don't like the
We
way
don't
she's
do
going
backhanded
out.
compliments
Oh,
because
But
you.
can I say
y'all, I have a
I think
question
Bravo
though.
has something to
go
do with
ahead,
that
Rodney.
too. I think that when Garcelle came
Mm.
out with that now, I don't know if y'all noticed this. For the most part, when they air the reunion trailer, it's usually like in the morning, somewhere around here, like noon, 11. They let Garcelle come out with that statement, and they didn't release that trailer until later in the evening, the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that was something that they said, Garcelle, go ahead and put your statement out. Because for the most part, when I wake up, that trailer is usually already out. And I was even literally texting my friend, like, girl, where's the trailer at? Where's the trailer? Where's the trailer? When is it coming out?
Y'all so observant.
Yes. But so yeah,
I,
I feel like Bravo told her, girl, go ahead and put your statement out, and we're gonna hold the release of the trailer, and then we'll release it around 2 or 3 in the evening.
mm.
That's what
You
Makes
guys,
happened.
sense.
I have a question, and please try to answer the question honestly. Do you guys really think
Here she
Garcelle is in a
goes.
financial position to walk away from this job if she
Hell
didn't say
Yes.
no?
no.
Yes.
Hell
Ho-
no.
Yes,
ho-
she doesn't live
Yes.
lavish, so
I don't.
Honestly,
she.
yes.
Yes.
I think that she.
I don't.
I'm not trying to be funny.
I don't.
Outside the five
I
thousand
don't either,
dollars,
Charlie.
$5,000, we haven't really heard of Garcelle being in any financial strain, and that's just the honest truth. We haven't really heard about her being late on anything except for raising her paddle and not paying, and that's just the truth. She was able
Are you
Well,
to,
ever gonna
and
let that go?
I'm not,
no, I'm
and
not saying she has financial problems. What I'm saying is she in that type of a financial position where she can just walk off a job paying that type of money?
Yes.
Yeah,
Those
yes,
are two different
she just
things.
did
she
it.
got.
Yes.
I just don't think that
Without not having another job to go to.
But she
She
does
had,
have
but
other
she
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 had.
has
does
But
have
other
other
she
jobs. She
has
works
jobs.
with
something.
Lifetime.
Yeah, she has
She
a.
gets a
She
lot
does
of.
have
She
other
has
She
a
has
jobs.
a.
So
She has
She
I'm
might
other
have a
jobs.
contract with
saying, could
Lifetime.
it be
Yeah,
yeah. She has
possible
contract work, and her
that
children are grown, so
Garcelle
she's fine.
already had a plan or was contemplating leaving?
And also too,
Everybody has an
Callie,
exit
yes,
plan.
you
and
always have
Callie,
to
I
have your
Kinda.
exit
also
plan, boo.
and I
Everybody does not
also
have an
have to.
expert on
Let me
reality.
say this too, Callie, y'all. Also, and I know I give Garcelle
Sally,
a
yeah.
lot. I know I give Garcelle a lot, but some stuff
A
is just
whole
not
lot.
for sale. Hold on, y'all, please. Some stuff is just not for sale. For instance, with Candace and her baby. My bottom line is to bring my baby here stress free. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to go through complications with my baby. So I am going to leave the show and not have this money because the the biggest the most important thing for me is to have my baby and bring my baby into this world without being stressed or letting these girls trying to antagonize me into something. And for her
That's true.
husband, she really loved those. I don't know about Oliver, but she really loved them twins, and she really want to be there for their senior year.
Cool.
Oh, she wouldn't
I
even open the
agree.
door for
Garcelle and
Oliver.
Candace do want her bloodline whitening children to be taken care of and be in a stress-free
Wait a
environment.
That
minute.
aside, but she
Mm.
was more worried about the integrity game and not the money game.
There
So
It
we
wasn't
go.
the integrity. It
it
wasn't,
wasn't the
baby.
integrity.
Garcelle don't
She
got no
knew in her heart,
integrity.
baby. She knew in her
She
heart
don't?
that she didn't want to be there
Garcelle,
anymore.
baby, I can't take how y'all trying to make it seem like Garcelle wasn't
She
trying to
is
be
the
a
moral
part of the.
police. She made those
Garcelle
girls
was.
be accountable for their microaggressions, and you
Oh
don't
my
like
Did
God.
that.
she? Baby,
Yes, she is the
Garcelle was
moral
wanted to
police,
be.
baby.
Garcelle wanted to be recruited
Whoop,
What
whoop.
into
episode
being
was
It's the
part of
count
the
that?
of the
Fox
You
Sports
better say
quarterback.
5
that,
at the
Gabor. Now
beginning
you
of the
better
season,
talk.
baby, and she couldn't take it when the tables turned. They didn't
You
know that
better
Dorit
say
was
it.
gonna come back fighting her like the way that she did, and Dorit was
She
whooping
didn't
Garcelle's
care.
ass.
She didn't
Baby,
care.
she
She was at
cared.
Lifetime
She
doing. She was
she
directing
went
at the
to
time, baby.
she went to lunch, and Garcelle
Before
never
the
came back. Garcelle went to lunch and never came back. Garcelle is sitting up there angry the whole time.
she's not angry,
Garcelle
baby.
was
She's
defeated
She's
at the
seeing the
angry.
play they
Garcelle was
again. She's
defeated
seeing
at the
the moves
reunion.
they're
Thank you.
doing.
Yes, she is. She
Defeated
was
or not, she's
defeated.
seeing what
She was
she's seeing the
defeated at the
writing on the
reunion.
wall. You cannot be mad that okay, I see how this is going. I
Because
see
she
how
thought it was
it
going to go be
potentially can go
against her good
next season.
girlfriend. She
I'm
didn't know it was going to be
done.
against her.
I
She
am
thought it was
done,
going to be
Yeah.
baby.
against her
The
good
problem with the
girlfriend.
It
reunion
The
is
doesn't
that
thing
matter
is,
about
problem
the
with
good
the
girlfriend.
reunion.
I see there's
Garcelle thought
cracks in
that
the
she was going to be able to
foundation.
just come in black and that would be it.
No, baby,
The
she
problem,
Uh-uh.
the
didn't.
problem with
Like
the
she
No, I
been
reunions
don't.
doing.
is that people will y'all sit there at the reunions and y'all are literally watching the clips go back and forth. We watching the same thing that y'all watching. And then they'll get the question asked, and the girls will try to lie after what we just saw instead of just standing up in it. The problem, and then Garcelle had a bad reunion. I think Sutton had a worse reunion. But then
Mm-hmm.
at least Garcelle was trying to say a couple little things to stand up for herself. But then you literally get backstage and you got all the smoke for Erika when instead you could have just said it to Erika's face, but you
On
waited
the
till you got
stage. Yep.
backstage. Sutton had all this smoke for the girls all season. She was literally
Mm-hmm.
arguing with Dorit back and forth at the table in Kyle's backyard. She was going back and forth with Erika on the boat. Now we get to the reunion, and all of a sudden you sitting on mute. You have nothing to say. Those girls had a horrible reunion,
Mm-hmm.
But
and
y'all said that she was a
Garcelle
professional
and
gangster.
Sutton look defeated.
Confessional, not
Yeah.
professional, confessional.
Professional,
You
confessional
right.
gangster,
They
baby. Y'all
both
said
look
that. So if that's
defeated.
how she's been, what? Uh,
I
Hold
think
on,
that
let me read.
y'all
Garcelle. I
are
Let
think
me
asking y'all.
hold on, my babies. Let me read the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Chanel. He said, "Deep words from the 16-inch throated golded Canadian diva."
My lord.
ooh.
Thank you for the super chat, Alexa. She says, "Sudden face at the reunion looked better than poor Dorit."
What?
Never,
Huh?
never.
It
But
did.
go
It did
ahead,
No,
look
go
we
ahead.
good.
really don't
I
look
want to.
healthy.
I
It
We
want
did
to
look
don't
say
know
good.
what's
this.
going
But
on with
I
her.
think
Okay,
So
y'all, one at
Garcelle.
a time. Go
I
ahead,
think.
Top Shelf.
I think Garcelle. If you watch the episodes,
Mm-hmm.
Garcelle used Sutton,
Mm-hmm.
and Sutton buys her friends because
My lord.
Garcelle wanted to use Sutton's house for that baby shower. And as soon as the
Ooh,
baby
you better
shower was
talk about
done,
it. You
as
better
soon as the
talk
baby
about
shower
it.
was done,
Wait a
she got
minute.
on camera and talked about, "Oh, you don't defend me, then I won't defend you. She can handle it on her own." Bitch,
Oh
what?
Lord.
You
no,
haven't even
Garcelle
talked
baby,
did.
to.
that's not
Garcelle
it.
Hold
That's
on.
Garcelle
not
did
it.
use their house for their baby shower.
Okay, now can we talk?
Garcelle got two houses in California. You mean to tell me you got a $2 million house on the beach, baby?
All right.
Was it 1.2 or $2.1 million house? And
Y'all
you got
ain't
another
right.
house that's not in Beverly Hills, and you can't
Thank
have the
you.
baby showers there. But
Where you
she
at,
don't let.
Rodney? Where
But
you at?
Trent,
She didn't
Top
have any
Chef,
What
blind
happened,
Top
loyalty.
Rodney?
Chef,
Why
Top
would
Chef.
she?
Hold on, Top Chef. She don't let Oliver in the house.
Thank you.
She
That
don't
was
let Oliver
one
in the house.
time.
Girl, please. You believe that's one time if you want to.
Girl, because Oliver like to go through people's purses and take $20. That's why she let Oliver in the house.
Ain't
Well, she
nobody trying to
raised
risk
them.
their
She should have
money,
raised them.
wallet. My good lord. But where was
So
the daddy at?
She was married to his daddy, but I don't know where he at.
no, she mentioned
He's
Oliver's dad on the
producing.
first
Yeah.
season. I think he's a basketball player or something.
No, he's a
Is she
producer.
really?
He's a
He's
producer.
Oh,
something. He's
hell
Did
something.
she
no.
drop his name?
She did. He was
Mm.
affluent Black movie
Self-made, yeah,
producer.
she is. She who is Garcelle? Yes, Garcelle is self-made. I would never take that away from her. Garcelle is self-made, and I also gave Garcelle. Y'all know I do give Garcelle a hard time, but I'm always honest. Garcelle
Mhm.
built that house. We ain't seen her scrap. Listen, she built it. We ain't seen her have
Oh
no
yeah,
bar or nothing.
Garcelle has
It never
definitely been
came out that
coming
she
up.
didn't pay no contractors or none of that. Garcelle said that she built that house, and she built it before she left the show.
I just
And
don't
she
Give
think
it
uses
it's
up.
fair
platforms.
Give it
And she
up.
uses
that y'all are
platforms
And
to
wanting
maybe
get
her to
that's
do
all
views.
she
more than what
do.
she
Garcelle built
already
both of her
gives.
houses before
One
she
one
left the
at a
show.
time, y'all. But the
Yeah,
first
but
house was cookie cutter, Rodney. Everybody house on her block is
Garcelle,
the
Oh
same
my
size.
god. The
but
thing is, I
Garcelle
just don't
uses
think it's fair that you
platforms.
guys are wanting something from her that she doesn't give.
What
You
do we want
she
from
gives it.
her?
You're saying y'all want her to fight and at the
I,
reunion. If she never fought before and all she does she only fights in the confessionals, then what's
Baby, you don't
next?
even know what you're
Baby
saying.
Essence, let me tell you
I know
something,
what I'm
baby.
saying,
You
baby.
know, no,
Because I'm
what
at the
we
top of
saying
the
is,
top. I'm not.
if you get in that confessional and you
Uh
talking
huh.
stuff, then when we get out to this reunion stage, I'm gonna
Yes.
say my stuff, and it's not gonna be no, oh, that's a shitty comment.
Yeah,
No,
she got on
girl.
stage. She got on stage and said, "The girl said you want to present," and she gonna say, "Oh, well, that's shitty of you to say. I thought we were building a friendship." And then get backstage and cuss
Hello.
the girl out. Like, what are
Hello.
you talking about? Like,
I don't
Okay,
want her to
but if she
be.
never,
Garcelle looks
it goes
stupid.
back to y'all saying she only talks the shit in the in the
But they were
confessional.
at the
So
reunion
she's
though.
in the.
That
It
wasn't her
doesn't matter. I'm
confessional.
saying it doesn't
It
matter
does
the
matter.
space or
Backstage was
place.
not a
If that's how she does
confessional.
it, it
Yeah,
doesn't. But if
like
she's known, y'all are saying that she's known for doing it in front of a camera when she's
No,
models
I think that
herself.
Garcelle has
She
been. I don't agree with what Top Shelf has said about that. I think that Garcelle is one of the girls who she wants to come in and she wants it to be. Garcelle couldn't handle having a bad reunion, right? She can't handle having a bad season. She ain't built like that. You know what I'm saying? They thought that they was going to come in this. I don't care what y'all say. The truth is the truth. She thought that she was Kyle's friend and they was gonna come in this season and get Dorit out. They
Yeah.
never thought that Dorit was gonna be
Yep.
fighting the way that she did and give it and eating the girls up the way that she was. They never thought that, and Garcelle can't take it. And that's what makes it hard for me to feel bad for Garcelle because you wanted somebody to be on the outs, but you couldn't take that it was you.
But why
Mm-hmm.
would she go? But why did she expose
Then
those
you
text
ain't right.
messages? Why did she expose those text messages to Bose if she was on Kyle's side?
Who?
Herself.
What text messages to Bose?
The
He's
text
talking about.
messages of what Kyle sent to PK.
PK.
Why would she expose those text messages to Bose if she was on Kyle's side?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Garcelle was the one who
Because she
told
wanted
Bose.
Dorit to know. She wanted Dorit to know.
So, but how was that also
But
teaming
we
up with
already
Kyle
knew
to
with
take
Erica.
Dory down if she's also telling Bose girl Kyle is a mess?
What I'm saying is she was trying to get them to fight more. She was trying to get Dorit and Kyle. She was trying to get Dorit and Kyle to fight more, put more ammunition
who
in it.
was
Garcelle.
when?
We only know the only
You believe
reason why
that?
we know that yes, the only reason why make no mistake, the only reason why
No, no,
we
that's fine.
know
I
the
made no
only
mistake.
reason, please y'all, the only reason why we know that Garcelle, I mean that Kyle was texting PK is because Kyle told Garcelle on that boat. So Jaree can say all she wants
Hmm.
to that it was therapy and he's unhinged. No, baby, you found out somebody in the group told you you ain't gonna say their
Erica.
name, and you went back and told her girl that the girl was texting your husband.
Erica told her. Erica told Dorit who that Kyle and PK was texting, and for some reason they won't. Every time they bring it up, you notice that Erica goes, "Well, I don't see what the problem is. It's not that big of a deal. I don't think she did anything wrong."
Mhm,
But Dorit has
mhm.
not yet to check Erica for coming back and saying, "Why would you tell me this? And why are you not holding your friend accountable?" She's texting PK, and they're probably over there talking about me, and I have an issue with it. But
Well,
they haven't yet to done that.
I think that she did. She checked her at the spot, and then Erica bowed out. But my thing is, Dorit, you have to check her because she was never team Dorit. She was team Kyle, and when you called her out on it, now you bowing out. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? But you're not holding her accountable. She did. Because let me tell you, Dorit is skinny and frail and stuff or whatever, but she ain't no punk. Because when she first got on the show, she was going against Erica Nene Blanco by herself.
Oh my gosh, you
with
couldn't
the
wait for that.
panties. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Nene is crazy.
That's her middle name, Erika
But
Nene
that's her
Bronco. Y'all don't
name.
watch the show?
We
I
seen
thought it
access
was
and all I
Nay.
said was you couldn't wait
Erica
for it.
Nay. Was it two
Nene,
names?
Nene,
You
Nene.
giving you adding extra to it.
Thank you for the super chat, True and Blue. He said, Gabor, has Garcelle ever sponsored a cast trip? Well, we went to her
Who?
house.
Oh
We went to her
God.
house and she had some weak ass lanterns over there, them dollar store ass lanterns.
Not the Chinese
Holding.
lantern.
And the girls had a great time out there.
Yeah, it was for the free. For the free.
Hey, they like free. What's wrong with it?
And Kyle and Dorit kind of made up.
What else did y'all want to say before we wait a minute? Did y'all see how Kyle sat up there and after they done showed Kyle lying, she gonna sit up there in Bo's face and tell Bo what lies was told? Girl, your whole package was full of lies. What are you talking about?
Speaking of Kyle, I wanted to bring that up too.
I want
What?
Kyle should leave the show.
Question
Sorry.
Yes,
with
she
the whole
do. She
Kyle
do.
going
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to ET and talking about she reached out to Garcelle and she hasn't reached out. I'm kind of like Garcelle in that when I'm done with somebody, it's a clean sweep. I don't have to call you, text you, let you know it's over with. You know
Mhm.
it's done. Don't call me, don't text me, don't question it. It's a wrap. So why are you trying to reach out to this girl if she's not talking to any of y'all?
And
But
why are
how
you
did
bringing it
Right,
up to
we
the
right, right.
supposed to
press?
know? How are we supposed to? But again, if Garcelle says that she's leaving the show, and this is what I'm saying, Garcelle said, and I also want to thank the ladies. That was the last thing that she said in her video. And so if
Publicly.
they reaching
Hmm.
out to her, if they're reaching out to her to, just wishing her well wishes, and she not replying, how are they wrong for trying to reach out to you?
They
Cause
not
They're
she's
not
wrong.
fake.
wrong.
Because
That's
if
not
they
wrong
She's
didn't,
enough.
fake.
if
It's
they didn't
fake.
reach out to her, they would be racist.
They not wrong because
It's fake.
Kyle probably didn't know that they had a problem off the social. Kyle wanted to reach out. The fact that Garcelle's not answering, that's her prerogative. But they weren't wrong for reaching out to see what's going on. I'm sure they stopped.
But
But
you gave her
Mm-hmm.
your ass to kiss at the reunion when she said you
Officer
didn't
that's what
Kyle
speak
they
and you
walked in,
didn't
didn't
say
even
nothing.
speak.
but the
She
thing
didn't even
Yes.
is
speak.
Yes,
that's what they
yeah, the punk
She
was
didn't
because
even
Garcelle,
speak. So
but
baby,
Garcelle, did you catch
but
that?
that's what
Garcelle
they
was over there.
do. That's what
Garcelle
they
was
do at
already
Beverly
telling.
Hills. They give each other their ass to kiss. And the thing is, but those girls always come back and they always remain friends and they always able to film scenes. We've never heard the girl say, I'm not filming with this girl, I'm not doing this and doing that. So the fact that she didn't speak, okay, fine, whatever. But if Garcelle would have stayed on this season, her and Kyle would have been doing lunches and all that kind of stuff. So how was Kyle supposed to know that Garcelle's not going
Right,
to answer the calls?
right. And Rod, to what Rodney was saying, Kyle did not speak back, but just before that, Garcelle was telling Sutton that Kyle was telling TMZ that they was good, and she said, "Are we?" And then you came out and tried to speak, and she just ignored you and said, "Hey, Pose."
correct. So
Somebody has
again, that was a
feedback.
lie that you put out to the media. We're not gonna play these uh publicist games. You
Mm-hmm.
know where it is over there. I know what it is over here.
But
Keep it
why would you
pushing.
speak if we're not good? Is what I'm saying.
Because
Because
we
again,
cannot.
you already stated that we were good, and now I'm speaking, and now it's not. Thank
But you
you,
saying
Right.
that we,
thank you for confirming it.
but you
Goodbye,
saying that we not good.
adios, sayonara.
But you saying are we? And then we come about here.
Yes,
So
I said, are we
question.
in the back of in my dressing room? I said
Mm-hmm.
that, and then when I came out on stage, you didn't even speak when you were spoken
Mm-hmm.
to. So thank you for letting me know what it was and what time it
You
is.
already knew what it
And
was.
no, no, I didn't because you're telling the
Yeah, you told
media.
Sutton.
No,
You
I
because you
didn't
was telling
know.
Sutton.
I didn't know
If you
though
if you
because you
did.
told the media. You was telling the media that we were good.
Uh
So
huh.
you on TMZ calling your people
So you had a
from
thought in your
speed
mind
dial
that we
saying we're
wasn't
good,
good.
and
So
now
you
we're
had a thought
not.
in your mind
Thank
that you didn't
you.
think that we wasn't good.
Thank you. I had to put you on.
But then you get
I
on
had
the
to play
reunion.
you. I had to
But
be
then you get on the
consistent.
reunion. You tell Sutton, "Oh, I think she's pissed at me. Oh, she's
Yep.
mad at me." Mhm.
Was that Chanelica?
Yes, that was
Why are they
Chanelica.
double teaming you like that?
Ain't nobody
They
double
it
Cause
teaming
she
takes
a,
Why are they
cause
it
she
double
a
takes it
weak
teaming?
takes a
bitch.
village. It's gonna have to
Cause she
take a
a weak
whole
bitch.
kingdom to come for
Let me ask.
the
Oh,
true
hold on.
king.
Do y'all think that? Do y'all believe that? And this is another thing with Garcelle.
Hmm.
Do y'all think that Garcelle was being manipulated by Kyle? That Kyle was trying to shut her up?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. She
But
sure
see,
Okay.
was.
she and that's why she was
Okay.
on it. That's why she
Yes,
was
she
on
was.
Morgan the way she was. That's why she
Yes,
never
she
let it
was.
go.
I definitely believe that you was being manipulated, and I wish that my whole thing with Garcelle is that you asked the question at the reunion, and Kyle gave her answer, and you not giving her no pushback. Girl, you was trying to
She's
manipulate
checked
Exactly.
me.
out. She's checked out.
Well,
When a
why
person
ask
is
the question?
done,
But see, that's the thing. Even Andy knows she's so much of a punk puss. Andy had
punk
to ask her,
puss. No, baby,
yeah,
she was ambushed. You
no,
keep trying to go
baby.
around this
The
She was
reunion
ambush,
punk
is not the
puss.
but
time
she
for
was
you to be checked
ambushed,
When
not
she,
punk
out.
puss,
Essence,
bitch.
stop, baby. When
She
Andy
was
came and asked her,
ambushed.
she was not.
She
You got out
was.
of, when we went to lunch, you had so much to say, so much so Andy had to come back and ask you. When we came back, they said that you had something that you wanted to say.
And she repeated what she said on the set. She already said that it
And
was a
Kyle
chess
gave you an
move,
answer,
and
and you said that you felt that you, and you said, "Oh, okay, thank you."
yes,
And you knew
and let
that you was
me.
being ambushed. You knew what Kyle was saying
So
was
you
was
thank you for
you knew
confirming it
what
was an
Kyle was
ambush.
saying. You talking about
Cloud.
crazy stuff. You baby, it's punk puss. You asked the question.
Ambush.
The girl, it wasn't an ambush, but go off.
Got to.
Well, can I
It
say
Anything else y'all
definitely
something?
want to talk
was
about?
a concerted effort to get Garcelle back. Garcelle, since she has been on this show, has really been an accountability coach. I will say that she doesn't give that much of her life to expect other people to detail all the aspects of theirs. But this was a concerted effort to jump to jump Garcelle from Dorit, Erika, and definitely Kyle. They were definitely gunning for her. I'm not saying she didn't deserve some of it, but I hate that she allowed them to really get her off the show. I wish she would have had a better exit. Like, if you knew you were gonna go off, then go off on scorched earth. Read the dog shit out of all of them, and then get
But
up.
you wouldn't know how to read. You have to know how to read.
You can. I don't think that baby. If I'm coming at the girls all season, if I'm saying stuff about all these girls all season, it would be crazy for me to think that they're not just gonna come and say nothing against me.
But
Correct.
she
But
She's
didn't
not.
say
she,
anything
You're
about
not wrong in
Erica
thinking
though.
that.
She
You're not
didn't say
wrong in
anything
she
thinking
about
didn't.
that.
But she has done stuff about Erica in the past.
yeah in the past, and they talked about it at the reunion. This is the only reunion where this is the only season where her and Erica didn't have no back and forth. They actually had like a good time. So I didn't
But it was
understand.
dagging.
Yeah, and I didn't understand Erica's hard on for
That they
Garcelle,
didn't
but at
show.
the same time, Garcelle didn't have anything for her when Erica was asking her questions. And even Erica, even when they came back on the stage, I forgot when she said they kissed Kathy's ass, and
Hmm.
Garcelle was like, "Well, let's talk about that, Erica. Why'd you say it?" She said, "Because I was being shady." Garcelle sat back and said, "Oh, okay."
But she couldn't say nothing to her because on the after show, after that episode aired, when Kathy walked on the runway, Garcelle said out of her own mouth to Sutton, how come we never hold Kathy accountable? Are we too busy kissing her ass? And Sutton said,
Thank
yeah.
you.
So what
Thank
were you
you.
gonna say? What could you say? You
No, what
said,
I'm saying is I'm agreeing with Eric.
mm-hmm,
I'm agreeing with y'all about Garcelle not speaking up. That's
mm-hmm.
not like she could have said anything to get the girl up off of you, but she been on you the whole reunion and you're not saying nothing back. You're literally talking shit backstage, but you're not doing it up in front of her face. And then you had another opportunity to check her, regardless of whatever you said, you had another opportunity to check her. Erica stood in what she said, and you, even though you're the one who said the statement, you found the issue with what Erica said, and then you try to when Erica stood on it, you just sat back and said, "Oh, okay, thanks."
I think that she realized, well, let me remember what I said on the after show. And I can't even really say
Mm.
nothing about it because I had already admitted to sucking up to Kathy.
Mm.
And it was that black woman admitted to sucking up to Kathy with the
Mm.
dollar bills.
I have
I
a
do
question
like
for
how
you,
Bose
Gabor.
called out Kathy for that Chinese comment. Like, I just
Baby,
really like.
Bo's been calling out Kathy all season.
Yeah, that was.
Mhm.
I
Y'all
have
can't
She
never
said she
make
was
me hate.
ghetto. She said
Yeah,
she
she
was
said she was
ghetto.
ghetto, baby. Y'all ain't gonna make me hate no Bo's,
She
baby.
said straight up. She said gutter snipe straight out the
That girl said,
hood.
"Girl, is that a track? Are you pulling the tracks out your head?
Mm.
Is this
Hmm.
bitch got rabies?" I've been
Somebody get
telling
this
y'all the
bitch
whole
up off
time.
me.
If Kim was doing half of the stuff Kathy did, y'all would say she was still drugging.
Agreed.
Y'all would
Yes,
say she
y'all
was
would
still
have.
Agreed.
using a needle.
Not the needle.
And that girl
Kim
carried that
as
family on her
smoking a
back.
pipe. She ain't use no needle. Don't be fooled.
If Kim was brushing her teeth with an eyelash brush, y'all would say the bitch was high.
She was actually doing a pull. She was doing like a sugar scrub
Oh,
and an oil
Oh my
pull.
gosh.
oh.
She
Gabor, I have a
was.
question for you. But
Yes.
I wasn't
Not
here
a
yesterday.
coconut oil pool.
She was doing an oil pull.
I wasn't here yesterday, so it's a little off topic, if you don't
We
Please
mind.
gotta
let
stay
me
on
stay on Beverly
topic.
Hills, baby. Is
We
it
gotta stay
Beverly
on topic.
Hills or Atlanta?
It's
You're ahead.
Atlanta.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
shit.
We could do
I
it.
got
We could
Okay.
do Atlanta. Let's do Atlanta.
Okay. So you made a statement and you were saying how you don't think Kenya went to production to
I
warn them
don't.
about. Okay. So if
Mhm.
you look at the message that Portia left
Mhm.
yesterday,
Mhm.
after Kenya said, "Hey, that's a lie. I never, no housewife ever gave me the information." Portia in that message said, "I went to production before you showed underage photos and after." The
Mhm.
question is, why would she go to production before to defend her?
Because
Because
I think.
how long?
Go
It
ahead.
was the only time period in between had to been a couple of days, maybe like
Mhm.
4 days. So if you're going to production beforehand to defend this girl based off of what she had already reported to production that this girl had said the pistol combo. That's why I took
Who?
it.
Who had already reported it? Kenya.
That's what
Kenya,
he's saying.
She couldn't have. Because
how?
Portia was telling her that she. It seemed to me like Portia probably went there by herself, and Kenya did not go because of the questions that Portia was asking her when they was at the salon. Portia was
Can
telling
I
her that
ask
she
this?
needed to get. Hold on. Portia was telling her that she needed to get with people who had actually heard the comments that the girl said and do your due diligence. And Kenya was trying to play reality TV and said, "Oh, I'm going to do a background check on her." She wasn't saying that she was going to go to production, and she could have went to production. The point being is the girl would not have been at my event. I would have went to the police like Greg did. You can't convince me that Greg went to the police and filed a police report on King, and King wasn't able to show up to film, and Kenya, a girl that actually hold a peach, couldn't have went and done the same thing.
Well, I agree. I agree with you in the sense where I don't believe that Kenya felt threatened, and I don't think Kenya. I don't think Kenya should have led with the whole threatened thing. I think
We don't
Kenya
know
says,
that.
"Okay, I'm going to get my get back."
Hmm.
But I think it's a lot of stuff that we don't know that went on behind the
Yeah.
scenes, and it's
Hmm.
becoming a
Can
mess.
I
So
ask? Can I ask this about that? Do you guys think that she should have gone to production, like their immediate contact of production, or should she have gone above
To
the production
Universal.
right to the network?
Everybody at Bravo would have known the girl would have had said something like that about me because I am telling you, once I would have heard her say pistol, I would have had my stuff written down in black and white. It would have been noted in black and white, and I would have been sitting on ready, literally, every time I showed up to an event that
When
she was
I
But
was
at.
in
watching,
that case, Bravo didn't know though. So Bravo did know in that case if you're saying that because
they did
they had
know.
to quote unquote do an investigation and they did it after, if we're gonna be honest, they did it after the event, after the
yep,
pictures were shown just to save face. So you
yep.
can't say what you just said and say that it was possible that she did. She did.
Portia touched on it on her little knockoff speak on it.
That's
She
what
said
that's what Top
specific.
Shelf was talking about. He was talking about the
Yeah,
statement and then it
There was
rolls
a
into the
bad
speak on it.
echo when her speak on it too. Their sound quality was awful.
But
The
it
house is large. It's not the. But no, Portia said basically that her and Kenya both felt like they needed to be at least a suspension. So that tells me that conversations were being had. How far they went, who knows? But if
you
Mims,
sound like you
can you
underwater,
repeat that? You're
Mims.
muffled. Yeah,
yeah,
You
you
can you
sound like
repeat
you're
it?
muffled.
I didn't hear what you said.
underwater.
say what?
You
You're
You're
muffled.
muffled.
underwater.
Uh,
Exactly. Say what?
There you go.
you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much better.
Portia basically said it on her speak on it. She said that the conversations being had was, does she get a suspension? Are there going to be days where she can't film with the rest of us? So I'm thinking we don't know how far the conversations went, but the conversations were being had. I just think that Kenya is not protected. Had that been Phaedra, there would have
Hmm.
been a different conversation. Or
No,
even if they had said it to Portia, Shamia would have been up her ass. Are you not going to do that to
Mhm.
my good friend? I do think
Mhm.
that Kenya was not protected in this situation, and I stand by that.
And that's
no.
the only
Somehow
fight.
they played with this situation, and I don't
I,
know why. I don't know if it's because Kenya didn't communicate. I don't know if it's because they didn't really want to see the girl
See what
get
you just
fired.
did.
I don't know, but I just have a feeling that it was some little game that was being played because that girl should have been off the show. But if you guys remember,
She's
the
cheap
show was
labor.
postponed.
Essence, you
So
have to let
I'm
her talk.
wondering if they felt that if they complained too much, the show wouldn't come back. It's
Say it
something more to
again.
this
I couldn't
story.
hear what you were saying. You said, but if what?
I wonder if they felt that if they complained too much, the show would not come back because it had already been postponed. Because the only action, in my opinion, was to take the girl off the show. But would that have then meant the show would have been postponed again?
They don't have to. She didn't really bring anything to the show
No,
anyway.
she
I
didn't. I
mean,
can't stand her. She's
You're saying
boring
they
in
didn't want to
every
without,
rock the
post.
boat. They didn't
She's a
want to rock the boat with bad publicity or more negativity.
They're using
I
her.
Yeah,
don't think it was
I
that
really think
strategic.
that they played a game with this situation. And as Trent just said, I honestly think that it's backfiring because the girl's not bringing anything to the show. I think the ratings are going to tumble even more because nobody likes this chick. And in my personal opinion, I think she's a street person. I don't even think she should be on this type of show.
I think that
But
Bravo. Go ahead, Essence.
I
Yeah,
was just gonna say
yeah.
the thing is
I
she's
just
cheap
don't.
labor.
I think that Bravo, because of
Hold
some of
on,
the
Callie.
stuff
You
that's
gotta let
going on
Essence.
with.
let her
Callie, you
finish.
gotta
Let her
let.
finish, Gabor. Let her finish.
Go ahead.
No, what I'm saying is I think with Bravo,
We
because of
know.
some of the stuff that's going on with our image as Black people, they're getting a little bit confused. Brittany is not somebody we want to see
Agreed.
on a Real Housewife show ever.
I don't think
Brittany
they're
is a
getting
street woman.
confused though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's just what it is.
She's cheap labor, and that's why they did a cost analysis, cost comparison, and moved the way that they moved. They're trying to make the show younger, and in it, they're choosing girls that now would make it synonymous with the brand Love and Hip Hop. You have you auditioned two girls that were uh, one was probably a concubine type of relationship, and the other one was more than likely a real relationship. You know, a girlfriend boyfriend type of a Rick Ross. So now it's the brand is going to be synonymous with Love and Hip Hop because you brought that element to the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's all on truly original and what their idea of the brand was trying to go to. If this
Mm-hmm.
is what they thought of Atlanta, this is what they're giving y'all: hip hop and club culture.
Yeah, I just, in my opinion, and I'm sorry to say it, and I already didn't, I gave the girl a chance when she first got on the screen. The first scene I seen her with her on the show, I didn't like her no more. But even with the messages that she had today with that I saw with her in Ming Lee, this girl should have never been casted for this show. There is
Mm-hmm.
no way that Kenya should be into an altercation, like a verbal altercation or anything with a girl who got naked pictures on the internet and her in one of her ops phones. Like we showing up to events and people just got naked pictures of you in their phone. You get what I'm saying? Like that is crazy. Like
Well, can I
we
ask
just
this?
got we got Relly B online crying now, talking about that he couldn't get the job on the show with Netflix because he was on you know what I'm saying? On
Mm-hmm.
Bad Boys. But Brit is over here on Real Housewives of Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
who Bravo feel like they're above the stereotype. This is nothing but baddies. I would expect. I mean, I don't have a problem with sex workers and people that do stuff, you
No,
know, doing what they doing, but that's crazy to me. Kenya should not even be in any type of conflict with a person like that.
not even the same person.
Even with the pictures, the thing is, Kenya had not done nothing to the girl, and then the first argument that she really gives you, you talking about whips and pistols,
Come
I'm
on,
nervous.
let's
I'm
talk
and
nervous.
about
this is the first conflict you have really had on the show.
Mm-hmm.
it.
The first conflict,
You
and you
better say
talking
it.
about whips and pistols.
You better
Self-induced
say it.
conflict, though.
Yeah.
You better say
Self-induced.
it. You better
Maybe
say.
they
Let
can
me say
replace
something because y'all know I'm the
Kia with
captain of team. I'm the captain
Natalie.
of team twirl. So
I
That's
let
right,
me
think
You
say
right.
like
that
you
something.
like
That's
even
right.
everybody. Roddy like
Let me say. No, you
Friend
know
of
I'm the captain.
everybody.
I'm the.
I just think that
I'm
I
back.
just think that this girl was not. She was not supposed to be at Bravo. She wasn't supposed to be on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is supposed to be Zeus.
Let me
Yeah.
say something. I don't.
Portia
This is the thing. I
Portia
don't
was
have
a
a.
stretch,
Portia is. Oh, come
but
Mm.
on.
even when Portia got in the door, she didn't really show peach juice. Portia
No.
Right,
No,
she
Until
showed.
was
later.
pretending.
You're
she
right.
She
waited.
Portia,
put on airs.
She
yeah, like
waited.
even
She
when
waited her
Portia
90-day
tried to pretend
probation.
a little bit, right?
And then
But
became
And
Exactly.
then also
overrated.
overweight.
her grandfather saves her.
Yeah,
I
Portia's
come
think
on.
that too,
grandfather
but then she became
saves her a lot.
overweighted because of the whole Cordell, the whole R. Kelly, well, later with the R. Kelly stuff, but it just how she was moving around as far
But Portia
as
had it
how
working
she
for her
got
because,
down.
like somebody just said, I think it was Callie. She had Hosea Williams, then she had
No, she didn't
Cordell
have it.
Stewart.
Her
You know,
daddy.
she didn't really go to the strip club. I have to ask my husband for permission. So all the stuff played in Portia's favor. And like once she got divorced, the dresses got a little higher. She got her boobs done.
The
Teeth
weave
got
got
a
a
Called this
little
little
girl
longer.
longer.
something.
But you know what I'm saying? But I will say this much: I don't have an issue with Brittany. Believe it or not, I just don't think that
Because he
Brittany should
likes
be on this show.
everybody.
No, I'm serious. I just don't think that Britney should be on this show. And and I've been pretty, vocal about that from the get-go. I think that Bravo, I don't know. Like I said, based off of the white guy, the producer, Patrick McDonald, from what he said, it sounds like the truly original or the production teams, they have a lot of power.
Oh, the boy,
Um,
the one who got naked pictures on Twitter, like Brit.
he does he
Okay,
does OF now. Yes.
okay,
Yes, him.
fine. We see
He
they
said
hiring process.
from what he said that the producers have a lot of power. I just don't know why Brit is on this show. I
Me
think
neither.
that the first conflict she had, like you just said, to echo you, was you already talking about whips and pistols, girl, and then you talking about whips and pistols, and you really pretty much arguing with yourself. So if this is your go-to already, and the only thing that Kenya called you was a peasant, then girl, what's gonna happen if you get into a fight with Portia? It's really gonna be a shootout at Golden Corral.
Baby.
I
And
think
like
also
I
the
just feel like we have to kind of nip it in the bud
That's
from the
what's
get go, because
cabaret.
if you get into it with Miss Portia likes to put her hands on people. You know what I'm
Baby, you
saying?
heard what
So
Portia told that girl, baby. Portia said, baby, I can make
I'm
you
gonna get you a
ring.
ring.
I
that's
said,
what she
Yep.
said.
girl.
So all I'm
You don't hit
saying,
my line no
so
more.
all I'm saying is it should have been nipped. It should have been nipped from the get go. Like as soon as they started hearing pistols and whips, because my thing is if you if Kenya would have engaged just like King and Dr. G, if an
Hmm.
engagement would have happened, it really could have went left because she's already hyped and she's arguing with herself. If Kenya reached down in her bag and started calling her all types of names, then what would have happened?
And the thing is, she was walking away. This is what got me. Kenya was at Portia's car. Kenya was getting in the car, and the girl was still
the
going.
girl was given that she was at the club and she found she
Right. You know
didn't
what I'm
like.
saying? Like,
And
girl,
she
you
once she
kidding
get
me?
outside and she start running her mouth and doing all this when she get around her homegirl or her husband. But that's what she was given.
Oh
The other issue,
no.
the other issue,
I
the
caught
other
it.
issue
But I got the I
is
got the I got the lame set the same leopard shirt he got on too. Go
oh
ahead.
shit, child. The
Mhm.
other issue with Brit is Kenya literally asks you a question, and we have all seen whether you a Kenya fan or not. We have all seen when Kenya's being shady and when she's literally asking a question. You
Hmm.
took that question, ran back to your good girlfriend, the one that you married, and y'all had this whole thing about it. Then you at the dinner with your sisters talking about Kenya this, Kenya that.
Yes.
Then you
Yes.
outside of the park with Angela. Kenya better not try because if she do, I'm be sitting on red. You doing all this stuff over a question about a ring, and it went to this level. The other thing that I wanted to say is I wanted to add on to something that Essen was saying because I agree with him about being as cheap labor. She's cheap. She's not. You have to spend a lot of money
Audrey.
on. You probably paying about 6 figures to get the girl, if that. I also
Wow.
feel like the reason why the show, just to add on to that, the reason why it took so long to cast this show because nobody wants to be on the show anymore. No, you can't really find anybody who has not seen the show, who's not a fan of the show or a non-fan of the show. They just don't want to be on the show no more. That's why Bravo had to pick the people that they had to pick. Brit was a horrible addition. Kelly, she okay, but Brit was a horrible addition to the show. But when you don't have nobody else, what you gonna do? Well, let's put on the show and see what
And
happens.
I think that,
If we
and
gotta
I
we
also
gotta get the show back on the air. We can't keep putting the show on hold.
And I also think that it's crazy that she is sitting up here talking about, oh, Kenya, you didn't really hug me. You didn't do, like, to me, Kenya has to be comfortable. Like, I cannot be comfortable hugging you. That doesn't mean it's a dig towards you. You get
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? I could just not be a hugger. But the truth is, Kenya didn't hug nobody that was new on the show. And what makes you think Kenya, a girl on the show, a person who has been on the show for a minute, why would she want to go after you?
And
For
Portia
you.
Portia said it the best. You've only seen Kenya when she's having an issue with somebody. So
Come
you don't
on.
actually know that Kenya is being nice. So you're going with that notion that, okay, I'm gonna get on the show. I know exactly who I'm going after.
Mm-hmm.
Right, but
But to
Portia is
answer,
discounting the fact that it's kind of her. She set the precedent for that because
yeah,
had Kenya actually done something hazing like to Brit, and Brit said something about a pistol, nobody would feel like Brit was out of line. Because when Portia assaulted Kenya, that was a polarizing event. People felt like it was okay for her to assault somebody because they felt like Kenya shouldn't have had a bullhorn or a scepter. So as long as if Kenya had done something where it could have been some sort of subjective opinion that it was out of line, and she said the pistol statement, she would have been basically the new Portia. I think that she was following Portia's lead, and Portia kind of set that precedent.
I
but to
don't agree.
answer
I don't agree with that.
sensibilities question in the comments, she is cousins with Fallon, and I think that's what the producers was banking on as well, is if she was going to be a champion for Fallon,
Who is she?
or if they was gonna
Brit.
Brit is Fallon's cousin.
Oh,
Mhm. And maybe they thought that line of questioning would have happened, but potentially maybe Portia got in the girl ear and that was like kiboshed.
Well,
Thank
I
you
look
for
at it
the
like
super.
this. Oh, sorry.
Thank you for the super chat, Ashley. She said, "Love you, Gabor. I'm glad I am finally catching you live." Thank you for the super chat, Ashley. I appreciate it.
I'll just say this. At
Go
the end of
ahead.
the day,
Mm-hmm.
Portia Williams, Gubadia, Stewart, Peach Juice is the most violent person on Bravo.
Kelly,
So I think that if anything, Kenya should have never been the first person to be fired on that show.
But I will say this though.
period.
I will say this. Portia held Brit accountable on this show. From
When,
the
baby?
episode that we saw the other day, Portia held that girl accountable.
You mean that pickup scene?
Okay?
I don't know if it was a pickup scene or not. From what we saw
You
on the
do
show
know.
and what we saw, I don't know nothing. From
You
what
do.
we saw on the show, whether it was a pickup scene or not, even if it was not, if it was a pickup scene, she held the girl accountable on the show. Y'all
After
can't
the
get
event,
mad at y'all can't get mad at what because Kenya is gone.
it's not about being mad at that Kenny is gone, but if again you're doing things out of sequence, it speaks to the validity of
We
the
don't know
conviction
that
of
it's
what
out of
you.
sequence, so
Can
you
I just
can't say
finish, my
that.
baby?
You can, but you can't come up
I'm
with
saying that
alternative
based on.
facts.
I'm not giving alternative facts based
You
on.
are giving alternative facts. You don't
Okay,
know that it was out of
okay. Let me
scene.
just say this then. Based
Okay.
off of somebody's investigation, it
Okay.
appears as though
Was
it
she in
may
Atlanta
have
at the
been.
time?
Can
this
I
shit
finish what I'm
is
saying?
like a view.
Can I?
That was Carlos
Based
King's
upon.
opinion too, that it was a pickup scene. Just
Okay, but Carlos aside, I'm just saying if another YouTuber that flies in the sky chose to do an investigation and they saw that uh potentially it looked like it was done a
After.
day after or 2 days
Mm-hmm.
after the hair spot event, it speaks to the validity of the conviction of you feeling like it was wrong. If it felt like you were going on an apology tour because you don't quickly change how you feel in the moment. If she had you so riled and hot because of you being called a peasant that you was ready to have whips and pistols for her, that
Mm-hmm.
now you're apologetic and you don't want her to think you're violent. It
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let me see. You done answering?
Yeah, I'm gonna be done. Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead if you're not
Go
finished.
ahead. Go ahead. Finish.
Mm-mm. I'm done.
Okay. Go ahead.
Thank God.
At the
Go
at the
ahead.
end of the day, regardless of
Get back on your knees.
what well, at the end of the day, regardless of whatever happened, where does Kenya get blamed at? Because I feel like Kenya plays a role in this too.
Mm-hmm.
She lost her job.
Mm-hmm.
She is the one. Production didn't make Kenya do this picture. Brit didn't make Kenya do this. Kenya is the one who chose to do this. So when does Kenya take responsibility also?
She has.
She
I
did.
want to say
They
this
they
Hasn't
too
she?
came
She
off
because
of.
hasn't.
And
She
let me
hasn't
say this.
apologized to the
even
girl.
Gabor
And
said
also
that.
let me say this also.
Hold on,
I
y'all.
don't think that me personally, I don't think that Kenya needs to apologize to Brit. That's me
I do.
personally.
Okay.
However, Kenya plays a role in this too.
Yeah.
Okay,
She
I
definitely
wasn't
plays
here
a role
yesterday
in
when
it.
you were talking about it, but I
You was
definitely
here.
when
You was
You
here.
was here.
Liar.
Yes,
Liar,
you
liar,
was.
pants on fire.
I
All you
was
do.
there, but I didn't want to reiterate what I was saying on Richie's channel because I'm not upset about Kenya being fired. To be honest, I'm not. I don't feel like she was threatened, and I don't feel like Cynthia. People who were on Richie's channel heard me say Cynthia already stated she already established her stance on this when she was bringing up the Mr. Chocolate thing with Phaedra. She said the only reason I brought it up because I do not like the fact that Phaedra constantly weaponizes the word whore against women, and as women, that is unfortunate for us to do. So Kenya should have known where Cynthia's stance is going to be, and I felt the same way. I felt Kenya looked a plumb fool calling this woman all kind of video hoes when even Cynthia established like all of y'all have had friendly pussy at one point or another. Like using that word,
Portia to
using
open
like,
her legs and look deep inside. Stop it.
well, yeah, that's true. She did she was a hypocrite at one point. She does flip flop,
And said
but
it came in from her head.
I
I guess she
personally,
would
I'll just
know.
say
She said
this.
Phaedra was a
I'll just
helicopter.
say this. I did not like her calling that girl a hoe, trying to slut shame her and all that other stuff. You're the daughter of you're the mother of a daughter. You're a girl mom, and you're using misogynist, male identified terms to basically demean women for their sexual prowess. It looked crazy. You're screaming with this poster board, calling, "Who is this hoe?" You kept saying "ho ho 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 ho." But I mean, ma'am, you were a hoe too. Let's just be real. You claim you dated Kanye, but really you were passing around. That's just what it
Dang.
is.
I did not
Like
know that
you
Kenya was.
really wanted
She
to
never
get
said
with
she
that
dated
girl.
Kanye. She said she went on a date. Come on, Trent. She said she went on a
She
date
got
with
on a date
Kanye.
because she was on her rotation. Before she got on the Dubai date book, she was on a different rotation.
Uh,
So
And it
you're
is what it is. I'm
saying
not
that
shaming
she
her
I
can
guess
either.
call
coming.
I'm
somebody,
not a slut shamer.
call
Okay,
somebody
I
a
guess coming
listen.
from
I
the
do.
shampoo.
Listen. I don't like Brit. I don't think that she should have been in here. But we joke around a lot of it. I do think that was a lot to call. Uh,
So I just have a
I
question
have
then.
a
If you
deep
had a
issue.
sex tape on the internet, I'm just gonna use two people up here. So if Top Shelf and Q had a sex tape on the internet and they
Wait
tried
a
to
minute,
get it,
Here we
hold
no,
go.
on.
listen, and they tried to get it removed off the internet, but it was still on a certain site, and we saw it, and it got sent to somebody via the chat. What's the difference?
Right. I don't have anything about. Yeah, I don't have
I'm
nothing
just saying,
against
what's
that.
the
I even said
difference? What's the
I
difference?
said that if I was her, I would have blown those pictures up, had them posted on a wall in a private room. She already invited Brit to the event. When Brit got there with the flowers, she should have acted all gracious, like, "Oh my God, thank you so much for these flowers. Let me show you to
Brit
the
should have.
VIP part of the spa." She should have walked her into that room and been like, "Bitch, if you say any other thing to me, this is what I got." And then left it at that. We would have saw the camera show the expression on Brit's face. She would have been gagged. Bravo would have blurred the pictures out. We would have had no idea what she was showing her, and she would have said she would have got her message across. She would have been shook. That's how it should have been done. You
But
have the
what I'm
pictures,
getting at,
use those pictures. It was
what
a
I'm getting
speech
at
that was
is
for
if
her.
it was art, the speech aside, because again, people are making this about revenge P, and it can't be that if you willingly put
It was
something on the
assault.
internet.
It was
Huh?
assault.
You can make it y'all the new thing is trying to make it
Harassment.
assault, but right
It was.
now the whole push and the whole narrative since June 14th, 2024 was that it was revenge P.
I'm not gonna go and play semantics with the
I'm
revenge
not
porn. It
playing
was
semantics.
assault.
I'm just
It
trying
was
to
a,
get
it was
to
assault
I'm
with
getting
people.
to I'm getting to the
Harassment.
point that they put it was a story that was put out there via whoever within that cipher to create this buzz.
Brit
This
said
was
it.
the climax.
Brit said it.
Brit did say it, but prior to Brit saying it, it came from the production side to give it to people. This is the climax of the season. For some people, the finale. And it did what it could do, which was almost extra 100,000 in viewership. But from now, it's on the decline.
Okay, I do it. Let's play semantics because I have a problem with what Portia said about Brit having been a child. If, in fact, Britney was a child and those photos were in somebody's phone and they were disseminated to embarrass her, that is the definition of revenge. If that is the case, and Britney should have been at the police station filing a report against Ming or whoever did it. So I really have an issue with Portia saying that.
Not if she signed a release to take those
Can,
pictures.
can I
If she
finish?
was underage, she
It's
Can I
not a
wouldn't be
finish?
able
picture, though. It was a
to.
still of a
Can
video.
I finish?
Go ahead.
So I don't know how that keeps getting overlooked. That is a crime. You can't sign an NDA or release or nothing because then that would be very illegal. So I think that somebody is bullshitting, and I think Portia has stepped in the bullshit because there's no way you have a child photo of them, the FBI would get involved. You can't do that. You cannot disseminate child pee. And that's what Portia just said happened. And that's the kind of bullshit that pisses me off. So
Well, technically, she said underage, which is a difference.
what does underage mean to you in
I,
terms
Meaning
of
she
I
can't give consent. That
on
means she can't
show
give consent type show.
or photography?
child, because the thing is, I think Portia, even though I think she's dumb, she's very crafty with her words. Saying child porn
Can't
and
say that word.
what
He
you
said corn. He said corn.
oh sorry
Corn.
saying child corn versus
Mhm.
underage corn is technically it sounds different.
It's the same.
It sounds the
I
same
think
to
that
me.
It's
Yeah.
some it's the
I
main
think
thing.
Underage,
that
minor, all of that is extremely illegal, and it would be out of Brit's hand if that was disseminated on Bravo or in front of people. Like that is a very serious criminal offense. And
And to,
Portia saying that is, I don't know, it just caught me off guard.
and to
I
add,
think
so
that
they
what
the
happened.
producers have reached out to Ming Lee. I'll just say this really quick, Gabor. So to add, one of the producers had reached out to Ming Lee to get I guess the link because she stated that it's still on the internet, and she told them no, that's your job. So
Mm.
Ooh.
and
I
she said
think
it's very
that
that she was very much overage.
well,
So
the girl, unless Ming Lee was there when the video was taken, that does not mean that what Ming is saying is the truth. We
it
don't
doesn't have
know.
to be
Yeah.
The
as
thing
Well,
is,
do we
gospel.
know
we
if
don't
I'm
know.
saying that's
was
what
it a
the response
campsite or a
was.
private
Yeah,
video? That's what I'm
that was
confused
what
about.
Ming is saying, and that's what I'm saying about people over talking. You don't
Hmm.
even know when, if unless you was in the room when they took the picture. She does not know how old the girl was in the picture.
Is
That's what I'm saying.
y'all keep saying picture, but it's a still from a video, meaning it was
She
a
unless she was in the
snapshot
room.
from a
Well,
video.
if unless she was in the room when the video was taken, she cannot say how old the girl was in the video.
I mean, if they wanted to get technical, they could
And I think that this goes to what Brit is trying to put out the whole season is that I was this video vixen in high school. I think that once she was able to do her confessionals, I think that now she's trying to reverse engineer what we was going to
Hmm.
see on the show, and she was
Mm-hmm.
going to try to make it seem like she was on
Hmm.
these sets and stuff when she was underage. So when these pictures come out, she can come with that excuse, "Oh, I was underage when that happened," to put more sauce on the story.
And she's
I
37 now too,
Yeah.
correct?
So
I
make herself
absolutely
seem
agree.
more like a
She's
victim.
a hard 37.
What was you saying, Mims?
No, I absolutely agree with you. I hadn't
Mm.
thought it like that. If she did her confession after all this came out, and she's trying to pull a Portia and rewrite history so that she does not look like that or like good, yeah, that makes sense.
You
We can
muffled.
hardly hear
I
you.
couldn't hear nothing you said.
Damn
Yeah,
it! Hold on.
there you go, much
We can
better.
hear you
You got
now.
your hand over the mic. That's what it was.
No, my hand isn't over the mic. No, I just said I agree with you, Gabor. I hadn't.
Oh,
Brit Eady gonna be on Watch What Happens Live Sunday.
you lying.
Hey, hi
Deal.
Gabor. I
Why?
just want to say hi. I want to say hi before everyone starts talking. So, hi everyone.
Baby, you
You're
underwater too.
muffled.
We can't hear you.
Okay. My point is, I'm gonna just put my two
We
cents
can't hear
in.
you, Gigi.
No, you can't hear me. Can you hear me better?
It's
It's
like it's
coming
like
digitally.
it's coming like in and out. You probably have to go out and come back in.
Okay, guys. Have a good night, guys. Can you hear me
No,
better?
Good
go
night.
out and come back. Go out and come back because it sounded like muffled.
Do we have any credible sources at all as to what she actually showed? Because I thought she showed like a video of
No
her
one
in
knows.
a
It's all
professional setting
speculation.
doing porn. Doing
No,
corn.
I said
Because
that.
when Kenya was saying she signed a release to do the corn video, I was like, okay, yeah, that's for public consumption, so it's not revenge. But now I'm confused.
No,
Wait, Mims has information?
it definitely was a photo of her sucking D. I put that out
Right,
like
but was it like in a professional studio thing or a cam type thing, or was it like a private,
No studio
sex tape?
session.
it was
This is
just
what
a
I be
video.
telling
Was she?
y'all,
It
Garrett.
was
I don't
just,
believe in no camera phones. I don't
it was
believe in
just
no stuff
a pic
like
in her
that.
mouth. Like that's
I don't
Yeah,
believe
see,
in no.
Because
I
no,
don't
because
believe in no
Kenya
shit
kept
like
saying she
that.
signed a release for public consumption. Like if you did corn, it's for public consumption. Then I'm assuming you were over 18 or you lied about your age. And I don't know if Kenya could be held liable for a forgery.
maybe
it
the
doesn't matter.
release so
She's
that
not held
Bravo
liable when she lost her job.
maybe
Like
the
she did the day
release
she lost her job.
was so that Bravo could use the footage of what Kenya showed. Maybe that's the release she's talking about, and not a
No,
release.
because she said
No, she's talking
she
directly
said it's
about the image. She's not
Yeah,
talking
because
about.
she said it's the same as if Kim Kardashian showed her tape
Yeah.
because she released it to the public for public consumption. That's why she was explaining the parallel. That's what gave me the impression that it couldn't have been underage candy corn because if you were because she keeps saying she kept saying that like the reverse engineering statements about being in high school. I was thinking she was an 18-year-old senior, but if you were doing men's magazines as a freshman, that's alarming, and you definitely are on the wrong show. How did you get here, and why are they allowing you to say this on the confessionals like it's cute?
Gigi's back. Let's see if it.
Gigi?
Can you hear me better?
No.
Can you hear me now? Okay,
Are you on Wi-Fi,
What
Gigi?
type of what's
I'm in Canada, that's why.
Are you on Wi-Fi
Switch
though?
from Wi-Fi to
I'm on Wi-Fi.
Turn your Wi-Fi off and try it just with your network.
I don't. Uh, listen, I know sometimes some of the girls get fake IDs and stuff like that, and people don't really. A lot of studios and stuff like that, when girls try to, well, underage girls try to work and do stuff like that, they don't really do their due diligence in making sure that a person is over the same age. I mean,
Of course not.
it's legal age, so it is a possibility that she could have been underage and stuff in the videos. But in my opinion, no matter if she was over the age or not, I think that to me, I just think I would never try to embarrass another person. I would rather just fight a person than to, you know, try to get a video of them to try to embarrass them in front of a group of people. In my opinion, that's just
But
me.
we're in the world of reality TV, and we have to make TV
Yeah, but we in the
match.
world of reality TV, and we
That's
was
not
taking,
telling.
and we had a gun threat too, right? We
Correct,
was
we
in. They
did,
were
and
trying
we
to
tried
take
to
food out of. They were trying to take. Well, they
take
did
food
take
at her
food out of her
daughter.
daughter. They took it out of her
Hmm.
daughter's mouth.
But we also
No,
tried
she
to
get out
handle
her
it
daughter's mouth.
professionally, like we were
her
at a job,
daughter's
and they
best-selling
didn't do anything
authors.
about it.
Hold on,
So
yeah.
now I have to make
Hold on,
TV happen.
Gigi.
Hey, can you hear me better now?
No, baby, I'm sorry,
Okay,
but
next
go
time,
ahead and.
next time. Can you hear me? Okay. No, I was just gonna say quickly, to me, Kenya looked very unhinged. Like she looked like something was going on, and I know it's the money that she put into the salon that made her rageful. This was probably Bravo's way to introduce Britney to the world because Britney has a bad past. You know, her past is kind of murky. So this was Bravo's way of saying, okay, this is her past, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So they wanted this to unroll a certain way where it brings in viewership, right?
Can
So they
can you
got
hear?
all the views.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, perfectly.
Okay, we can't hear you. I think that you said
Okay.
that this was
She was
you
saying
saying
that
that
this was
Kenya
the
looked
way.
unhinged, and Bravo. This was Bravo's way of trying to introduce Brit.
Brit's past.
Britney. Yeah, 100. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, guys. Okay, I'm gonna leave. Thanks, you guys are the best. I've been watching you GGABOR from the beginning.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming up.
Okay, bye.
I love
Bye
how she
bye.
forced us to listen because I was listening so carefully.
Hey, hey y'all.
Hey.
Hey, I
Hey,
just wanted to share my 2 cents. Now, granted, I'm very biased because I love Kenya, the
Me
Kenya
too.
Summermore.
Me
Love her.
too. Me too.
Love her.
I'm just fair.
No, you should be.
Hmm.
However, Brit was and is a terrible addition to the show. She has
Yes.
no class, no couth. She shouldn't be there. And for the fact that you're so slow that your only perspective of someone is the TV show that you watched and you didn't even take out the time to get to know that person fully to contextualize who they actually are, like you already lost it with me. One.
Hmm.
Two, you not being able to compose yourself after being called a peasant, girl, read back, say something else, hit her, like do something else outside of going to violence. Because unfortunately, I don't have issues with Portia the way some people do, but we already have somebody that's violent on the show.
Hmm.
So what does that mean to have two explosive people that really, certain words are going to have them jump to violence? And at least with Portia, she just uses her hands. Brit is talking about using
Hmm.
weapons. that can, end people for forever. So, no, I don't think Kenya was necessarily feeling threatened, but I think she was feeling unprotected. And I think that unhinged moment was a byproduct of all of these different years of being downplayed, not protected. And at this time where there's such this significant moment in her life that's finally getting captured, like she had a she had we all saw what happened, right? But I do think production was behind this because if there's releases signed, somebody knew. I don't know if Kenya was running to Kinko's to blow up pictures. Like that, none of that makes any sense to me. So I think production knew. I think it has been evident that production does not care for Kenya, and I think they helped with setting her up. And then even to Gigi's point, if they wanted to kind of tie in Brit's past, then this would be almost in a weird way, a good way to do it. So I think this was a production scheme to really push Kenya out. And it's really unfortunate that she doesn't have confessionals or anything like that. But I think the show will suffer because Kenya is such a significant component of the show. And by having her gone and then having someone that is so antithetical to what Atlanta is, the ratings will go down. So that's all I wanted to say.
Gabor, did you want to show her who you believe gave Kenya the the, the photos? Did you want to show her who you believe gave Kenya the photos?
Who?
The person you pointed out last night.
Drew?
You didn't say Drew. You
Who
said
that I
that.
said?
You said that
Drew.
guy in the pink shirt.
Oh no, I don't want to
Then
know
not needed.
that. I said that I think that he ran the photos off. I think that he went. I think he's the one who went to Kinko's.
That's what I was talking about.
I think
Okay.
Angela gave her the photos.
That was on
Honestly,
Patreon, so you know that YouTube take it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
What was you saying, Top?
I think Angela gave her the photos for some reason. I don't know.
don't. I think
I
Drew.
do
She
think
got it from
Angela's
the
a sleeper
internet,
agent.
y'all. It's from the internet. She said
I
she got it
think
from
Drew.
it's the internet.
I think
I
Drew
think it
gave
was
it to
Kelly.
him.
You keep trying to
Matt
say Drew
Tabor,
because y'all
man,
trying to
all
imply
this
that
is
girl
too
got to
many
take that girl
opportunities, Gabor.
job.
That's when you're supposed to tell people now you need to go join the Patreon.
Wouldn't it be a twist if it was Shamia?
That's what.
I thought
That's
it was
what Ma'am's saying.
It'd be a twist if
sounded
it
like
was her.
Mims think it was Shamia.
no, only
Eva did say she was
Oh
going to see Mia.
man,
only because it sounded like Portia was trying to throw her under the bus.
Yep.
Mims,
I
really?
caught that too.
I saw Eve. Did somebody say Eva?
She's black with a Q though. I mean, she's black with a. Never mind.
I saw Eve
I
on my
was saying how Eva
She's
said that
not
she
that
was
pretty.
messy.
I saw Eve on my plane when I went for a work trip the other day. She's not that pretty in person.
When she's sitting next to
She
the
ain't
back.
that pretty now with the anorexia and the Ozempic and on TV even.
Now, Trent King, we
And
just
she kept
dealt
looking
with the
around.
loss of.
She had a hat on and she kept looking around. I think she wanted somebody to ask her for an autograph.
Wait, she's still pretty. She's going through a stressful divorce, and she got all them children.
Yeah, Kinko's got
You
bought
still
out by FedEx, so it would have been
she's
FedEx
not that pretty
office.
in person. That's all.
Do you know who I saw 2 days ago at this steakhouse I always go to, where same place I saw
You
Anne
single?
Marie, was Matt Barnes.
Oh, okay.
Really?
You
Was
saw
he with a
him?
man or with a woman? With a man.
He was with another basketball player and another woman. They were leaving out. I was having a private dinner, and he
Oh,
stepped in and waved at everybody in there.
Matt
You would
Barnes had Ozempic face without using the Ozempic.
I didn't know he was that tall. He's like tall. I just didn't picture him being that tall, but he's really tall. Anyway,
He's he's
most
tall.
basketball players are tall.
I
They
know,
don't
but
look tall
yeah.
to you because you see them on TV and they're around 7-footers. But no, he's actually like 6'6" or 6'7". He's like my height.
He still looked like he smoked though the pipe.
Because I believe Kobe was 6'5", if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. And whatchamacallit looks small, but he's actually tall.
who
I think he's 6'3" though.
who?
Steph.
Mm. I
Who?
know BC and AI
Steph
around.
Curry.
He
No,
not.
he's 6'2". He's 6'2". But anything else I want to talk about before we get up out of here?
I just wanted y'all to be supporters of the confessionals.
He's
Give it a
6'7".
chance.
Top Chef. He's 6'7".
Oh
You know
yeah.
that just
Did he
be
fight?
available and ready on the 15th.
Gonna
Wait,
be available on the 15th for what?
What's the 15?
Confessionals.
For what?
Confessionals of a true video vixen.
Baby, she
Get
wasn't no
into it.
video vixen.
It was a
Baby, y'all
joke,
y'all like to
nigga.
water down. Y'all like to water.
Damn.
Not you and
I,
Kenya and oh girl. Y'all water down the words. They were not video vixen.
Yeah. She
Kenya?
was a trafficked
That
child.
girl said that she was a video vixen. She was in Kiss Me Through the Phone.
I'm
Who?
not talking about. I'm
There
not
are
talking
certain
about that
girls in the
girl. I wasn't
industry.
talking about
There are
Brit.
certain girls in the industry that can claim video vixen.
I
Mm.
know Esther
Melissa Ford,
Baxter, Melissa
Amber
Ford,
Rose, Black
uh,
China,
Buffy the Body,
Buffy the Body.
Black
Dominica.
China was a vixen.
Black China. What videos was she in?
Black China was a video vixen.
She was no video vixen, baby.
She
She
was a
was
Yeah,
in
video vixen,
videos.
and her mama was a
She
video
was the
vixen
body
too.
and neither was
Let me
Amber
show
Rose.
you. Let me show you how she get it from her mama. Her
Here
mama
we
was
go.
a
Here
video
we
vixen
go.
too,
No.
baby.
Here,
Hold
here she
on.
comes.
She was a stage vixen, but she was no
Here she
video vixen.
comes.
Cute.
Kenya and Claudia were both in multiple videos.
Yeah, she was in the D'Angelo video.
Who?
Claudia was the
Claudia.
woman that the Backstreet Boys were
What
serenading.
video was
She was in the
that?
Joe video.
Yeah.
Claudia was in the whatchamacallit video. Claudia
Which
was
one?
in Drew Hill video.
She was.
What
Beauty
video
was her
was that?
name.
Really?
Oh.
She
That's
was in
like
Five Steps.
real songs. Beauty.
She was in Five Steps too.
And
Mm.
she was in Wild Wild West.
Mm.
She was in the Wild Wild West.
The video.
So
And
was she a video hoe too?
She
Mm.
was a vixen, baby. She got paid top dollar.
Mm. Did she?
She did.
I believe you did
see, look at
that.
Tokyo. Look at Tokyo. This is where Black China got it from.
Oh my God,
This
before
is a real video vixen.
every
Yes, baby. Go talk.
No, Tokyo had like
We never get there to see him.
Wasn't
What you say,
Tokyo one of the
Mel?
loop dancers?
I didn't know like that Tokyo had like brain surgery or something, and that's why
Did
she
she?
acts the way that she acts.
Baby. Baby, that
Freak.
Tokyo so there you go,
Freak.
baby. That Tokyo tickle it. Ow.
Gabor, tell
Baby.
me.
Baby. Tokyo something else, baby.
Wait, what's he turn
Baby.
on with?
Listen. Would y'all let Dream go over there?
Oh my
Yes,
God.
that's her
Let it,
grandmama.
ow. Wipe it up, girl.
She gonna give her a hula hoop.
Baby, that Tokyo, baby, when I
I
tell
don't
you I
think
will
Tucker's
cut
any worse than
when
Chris.
I tell you I will cut my mama off, I
But
would have cut
Tokyo ain't no better than Chris though.
baby, I would have cut my mama off. Baby,
Ooh, yes, Toke.
get it, Toke.
You better
Let them know. Baby, that Toke is
twerk
baby.
it. Ooh,
Toke
you better use that
cold.
muscle.
What should Ray say? Old and cold, baby.
Old and gold.
But
Like,
anything else I want to say before we get up out of here?
Oh my God.
no.
Oh yeah,
I paid
Gabor's
tune
gonna
to
be
the
reviewing.
confessional.
Gabor's gonna be reviewing Next Gen Hollywood.
I will be reviewing next year in Hollywood, but it depends. But I'm not trying to be funny. Can we have real talk? I know we ain't on Patreon, but she is not giving. My niece is over there, but she not giving star of the show.
Cause
That's
she not
she
She
needs
giving new
Kayla.
girl. She
She needs
giving the
Kayla.
girl. She giving the girl that's picking up the tab. You heard Tiny
she not star of the
Andy?
show.
Because she was all in the bag.
Yeah, where she belongs.
She needs Kayla to have her back so that way she could
No, we
like.
don't need Kayla.
We do though because Kayla's gonna bring that energy out of
You know what I
her.
love though
One
about
of the
the
girls is
next.
trans.
But it's
Yeah.
not nobody's child. One of the girls on there
Yeah,
is
it's
trans, but
just a
she's not
friend.
nobody's child.
Oh.
But I will say this though, I do love that all of these parents are supporting their children.
Yeah.
What's the name of the show?
Next Gen Hollywood,
Next Gen New York.
That's in New
not
York.
Next Gen New York.
Next Gen.
I do love that all of the parents are supporting their children, but you know Riley ain't got main character energy though.
Mm-mm.
She ain't got
Wait,
main
which one is
character
she?
energy. Let me pull up the picture. I'm gonna watch the show though. I think I'm gonna review it. I'm watching it for Riley, and when I tweet about it, it's gonna be hashtag I'm here for Riley.
That's a long hashtag.
Okay.
Riley looks like a token
But
on this
it
trailer.
worked.
Riley looks like a Garcelle, a token on this trailer.
Oh, she look like, but you know, Riley got to pick up the
That's
bill.
not right. See y'all.
Riley picking up the bill. You see
Yeah,
Riley over there picking up the bill.
my
Candy
mother did
already.
say it better not be on the credit card I paid for.
Yeah, that's what Candy said. Not the card I paid for. I'm already paying for Todd.
Oh, now Gabor. She ain't paying for Todd.
What?
She paying for Broadway.
She paid for Todd,
She
baby.
paying for Baritone on Broadway.
Wait, Diva talking about needing us a
Baby,
mother.
Baritone on Broadway.
Wait, I don't. Who's the trans girl?
The
She was
trans
the
girl. I
friend
thought that
of.
was shit. I thought that was Teresa's daughter. But the one above Ava, this one right here. I don't know if you can see where my mouse is at. This one right here.
Look who in the front. Look who in
Oh,
the front though. You know she gonna work hard to get her mother some money.
Who is this? You know, I'm not trying to be
Yeah, she
funny. I
got
don't really
to.
know who these. I don't know who. All I know
Brielle.
is that this is my
Ain't
niece.
that Brielle in the front?
Girl, Riley look 35.
That's Brielle in the front, and then the one in the red
So
shirt
that's
is
Ari.
Teresa.
That's Ari.
In the
It's
nose
Ariana.
job.
Well,
Riley. Oh, this is who is this?
that's Kim's daughter.
Ariana.
Okay. I know
Ariana.
this is my girl from
Gigi in the
Miami.
bag.
He the reason why they got the show. You know Andy. This is Dame Dash's daughter. You know I wondered, you think she's still dating Diana's son?
What he said, you know they ain't black.
Diana who?
Diana from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Oh, okay. That was the. Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is Dame Dash's daughter. She was dating Diana's son. She was on the show over there. But I don't know who the rest of these kids is.
Well, the one in the red shirt, is Teresa's daughter.
This one?
Yeah.
Gia.
Oh, wow.
That's Gia.
What do you know?
Brooke Marks.
Who is
Who's
this?
the girl
Cher
in the-
daughter? This.
I think that's the friend of. I think that's the friend
Mm-mm.
of.
No, this the friend of.
I
Right
think
here.
that's
So we got two TS.
No,
girls.
baby. You sure?
Oh.
What?
Ooh.
I'm not
Let's
trying
stop.
to. No.
Let's just leave
Okay,
it
let me
alone. Let's
not. Let me
stop.
stop. I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah,
do we
stop.
know for sure
Yeah.
that they're trans?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the one above Ava.
One is.
One of
Just
them
one
is.
is.
Yeah, one is.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
don't-
she is.
Yeah, let's leave it.
Wow.
Let's leave it alone.
Oh, why we gotta leave it alone?
I don't like that.
I
Brooks
saw a nice
got the middle of
photo today. I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. Go ahead, man. What you saying?
I don't like that Brooks got the middle of the. First off, he doesn't have a personality.
Brooks is gonna be the show, baby.
Yeah,
But he
he
has
the show. We don't know that.
Andy baby. Andy loved Brooks.
Which one is?
I seen Andy was over. Baby, I saw
Which one
Brooks
is-
over there and watch What Happens Live. Brooks is Center Peach, baby. Give it up.
Yeah.
Mama is Center Peach.
Which one is Riley dating? Because you know Riley dating somebody on the show.
No, Riley not dating nobody on this show.
She
I
do
saw
got
this is
she
so
do got a
cute.
man. It's on
This is so cute. Okay.
Brooks
So
is
it says,
born.
like mother, like daughter. We got Candy and Riley.
Yeah.
Then we got mother and daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Brooks and his mama, Meredith.
Okay.
And then we got Kim.
Ooh, not the double chin, baby.
Baby.
Did Brooks put a little weight?
Did Brooks put on the little weight?
It looked like it.
I bet he off the chain, baby.
It looked like he was from the trailer.
Baby, they say Brooks off the chain, baby.
I think Brooks date black.
Did you see that that picture they was doing with the girls was 2007 and now, as far as Phaedra, Portia, Nene, and some
Nene
other
they had
girl.
2007, and then they had her 2024. I'm like, they ain't got no recent picture of her.
Well, baby, Kim said, Nene said that she's supposed to be the Bravo's version of Kim Kardashian, but Bravo didn't support her.
With her
like
sex tape back.
He did Kim Kardashian.
Yuck.
Kenya got it on her phone.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about that clap?
How we what?
That what?
Clapback she did to Kenya about aging well.
That was just Nene being Nene.
That was cute.
The network is aging you out or phasing you out.
It was light shade to me.
Phasing you out.
Well, the question is
Well, I mean, Kenya used her.
Is Kenya going to beg for her job back like Nene been doing?
Thank you.
You listen, baby. I get so tired of Nene every year talking about if Bravo call me, I'ma answer. It's what the fans want. Girl, bye. Ain't nobody said they wanted Nene on no show.
She's about to do Traitors, right? She's about to do Traitors, right?
Good. That'll be good over there.
We don't know if it's true or not. They haven't released the actual cast.
Oh, I
Nene
thought
ain't
you
doing no
were
damn
saying.
trading.
So
When
maybe
is the
she can
second?
If Nene
do
gets
some
traded,
ass
she's definitely
licking.
coming back to RHOA next season. It's gonna be the same thing with Phaedra. They
If she
just
traders, if Nene do traders, I feel like that they gonna put her as a trader, and that's gonna be too easy.
Yeah.
if Nene does traders, they're gonna want
Well,
her to bring.
Phaedra was a traitor.
Phaedra
Yeah,
Phaedra was a
Nene
trader,
with-
but those was like one of the earlier seasons. And
Are they
this
gonna make
season,
Nene go to Married to Medicine like they made Phaedra go
It
to
was the
Married to
second
Medicine?
season, Gabor.
it was the
What
second
voice is Nene
season.
gonna use on
But
traders?
my point is that it was the second season, and this season on traders, they was gunning for the
Mm.
housewives. Even though a housewife
Mm.
won, but she was acting
Because of the
crazy.
last season.
You see what Rob J say?
Mm.
Her YouTube channel bombed for the third time.
Yeah.
Word on
Where's
the
the second?
curb is her Nene YouTube bomb
Oh
for the third time
Lord,
because Nene was giving
Oh,
sex.
gee.
Nene was
she
over there
not
sitting in her brazier.
consistent.
She was sitting in her brazier. She was sitting in her brazier on the show, and her bed was touching her wall and her
How
No,
dare
he's talking
partition.
you?
about the. Wait a minute. You going all the way back when
What
she was
happened
in
to
the
the show with
apartment.
her and
He's talking
Sierra?
about the one where she was just on the when she was doing the interviews with
You think
Carlos
it's
King and
Kenya? Oh,
them.
Kenya is going to traders.
But
Kenya will be good on traders.
what happened to the video? What happened to the YouTube channel with her and Sierra?
I heard they got into it.
Mm.
What
I
happened?
think
What's her name didn't show up to film.
Say it again.
Sierra didn't show up to film after they had everything set up, and so Nene just said, "I'm gonna call my friends and make this my show."
Oh,
And that was not smart because the show tanked after
okay.
that.
Nene getting those housewife numbers. Look at what Naomi wrote.
Wait a minute. How did y'all feel about Pop the Balloon? Did y'all watch it?
no.
Baby, throw it in the trash.
Mm.
So what's the
Nene did.
controversy with the boss, not Boston Rob? What's his name? The dude,
Joey Badass. I mean,
Johnny
Joey.
Bananas. He
Joey
said something.
Bananas.
He called like some black girls monkeys or something. Is that?
So they're
No,
saying
she
online
was a
that he was talking
Gabor.
actually to the white girl and said that her feet look like she climbed up a tree upside down, is what he was saying.
Yeah.
But the camera guy pointed to the black girl. And
Uh.
so, yeah.
Oh, she did do housewife numbers. 529. 4 weeks ago.
Who?
Nene on her YouTube.
No,
That's
you
what
know
housewife is on.
but that's what Tasha K said about Lauren LaRosa.
Mhm.
What she say about Lauren LaRosa?
That Lauren LaRosa was getting, I think it was like 300,000 views the first episode,
So was
And
somebody
then it's
and
down to 3,000.
then it went down to
Oh,
1,000 and
Jesus.
2,000.
so
Oh.
was somebody else we know.
Who you talking about?
Where is Portia? Let me see. Y'all think Portia got a church's endorsement?
For that video, yes.
If you look at Portia's house, it
No.
looks so
Yes.
nasty and disgusting.
Oh, listen. Now the house don't look nasty now. It just
Clutter.
That
yeah,
looks a
it's cluttered.
mess.
I would never. I don't care how big my house is. I would never have like a gym in my actual bedroom.
It's crazy.
Oh,
Nothing
Portia,
wrong with a little gym in
Portia
your
showed her
bedroom. You can't like
Ain't nothing
have a
wrong with it.
personal
I just wouldn't
trainer
have it.
and you
I
can
just
bring it to
wouldn't
the
have it.
bed. That's
You
Portia
dope.
seen
showed her
Diane?
house.
Some of
Yeah,
us
did
know
y'all?
what you're
But she
talking
showed
about.
Simon House. It looked like she's showing
What'd you
Simon House. It
say?
wasn't.
Some of
What'd
us
you
don't know what
say?
you're talking about. So Portia has a full gym set up in her bedroom.
She got a treadmill and like some weights and stuff in her room.
She had a fuck chair
Oh,
too.
that's not bad.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just wouldn't have it in my bedroom.
Mm.
Do you want your bed, a fuck chair, and a
That's
gym
nothing.
all in your?
It wasn't a F chair. It was a yoga chair. And she was trying to give her
Tomato,
husband.
tomato.
She was trying to give her partition, and it wasn't given.
Mm.
Oh,
But
she
she
didn't have that
told us,
arch on her back like she was supposed to.
yeah. But she told us that she was gonna go and get what she call it, tip and fee. What she called them? No, that was Karen called them tip and
I don't know what you
fee.
call them.
Happy in this.
Happy and
Coco
that
and
Coco
Chanel.
and Chanel. She said
You talking about her breast?
she was gonna go get Coco and Chanel done again. But this is the first time us seeing inside of the Simon house. I don't see what's so special about it on the inside that we want to film in it.
Well, we only seen one piece of it, right?
We seen her bedroom, we seen her kitchen, and we seen the living room.
It's the $7 million house, and it was designed by some like really insane architect. So Portia probably just didn't decorate it well, but it's the house
Mm.
itself is like it could be on Architectural Digest.
Mm.
Hmm.
Maybe they spent too much money on the 5 weddings.
It still ain't Shamia's $9 million.
What size is the welcome at?
We didn't see the welcome at this time.
Mm.
What is she gonna do when she got to give back that Rolls Royce and get out of the house?
Like Quad.
Go back and live with her mama and eat pizza on a white sofa.
What is Cordell up to these days?
What if Miss Diane say you can't have this house back?
Mama, I paid for it.
Miss Diane, Miss
Portia's
Diane,
not above fighting her.
Miss Diane is over there waiting to be kept. That's why she don't care what she got, what Portia got going on, because she over there trying to be kept by her daughter.
Mm.
Not foo boo. Oh,
I never liked Portia's house that she bought. I felt like Portia was just trying to get square footage at any cost, but it didn't give like young single girl, boss energy. It
it
gave
didn't. And the type of
Yeah,
house.
Robin Dixon gave more with her townhouse.
Maybe it's not the style Portia goes for though.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say
Marlo
the
did more with
style
her
of the
townhouse.
house was giving like colonial. That one did. So
Mhm.
it did. Yeah.
Oh, Portia's Palace, yeah, that was definitely a colonial architecture, and it was
Mm-hmm.
not.
I feel like she did it when she rented that house in Nene's neighborhood too. I think that for her, square footage and size equals I've made it. So at any cost, she wants to have 8 to 10,000 square feet, so she feels like she made it, even if it doesn't fit.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That felt old.
Yeah, I definitely got that impression when she rented that 8,000 square foot house. That made absolutely no sense.
She should got a nice. She should got a nice condo or something.
She definitely could have got
Yeah,
a
like a
nice.
Ashley Harvey sweatbox.
Well, maybe she was using the house as like her business address as well. So maybe she was like doing something with it.
She said she was manifesting her reality. Which, why did you even need that to be your reality? Like, I don't understand it. You don't have a family. Don't have a husband and child. Like, why do you need 8,000 square feet?
Because that's what she wanted. That's the kind of size house she wanted. I don't know what that means. That's what she wanted to buy.
Maybe she thought like with Nene moving each year for Housewives in the first seasons that she would be in that house and
You
just
talking about that
have
house that Lisa
furniture.
rented for her?
Yes, and just have that house and have like furniture, like start to fill the house out with different type of furniture, so she can have a fully furnished home
The
within
first
those
couple
seasons that
seasons,
she's
we
on the
never saw
show.
furniture in Nene's house.
Correct, and she didn't want to have that mistake.
I definitely think that Portia equates size of the home with success. And when Cordell kicked her out, she needed something in her eyes equal to what she had with Cordell. And then she bought a house for the same reason. She's not the most cerebral person.
Bought the house or rented the house?
She bought her Portia's Palace.
Portia's Palace, yeah.
Mm.
And then she let
I
Diane
thought
because she knew she wasn't going to be. Just like all she saw was Simon's house. She didn't do no background checks. You got
You mean
Cordell.
Fallon's house?
Yeah, she saw Fallon's house and decided that was going to be her man. Period. Like, at what point I can run background checks on people? It does not take that much money. But
Ooh,
Portia
do
consistently,
tell.
huh?
I said do tell.
It's pretty easy. I don't know. Portia's is not. I don't feel like there's growth.
she's definitely has an arrested development for sure. And I felt like with examples like
Shit.
Kim Zodiac when she had the townhouse and it was nice. Marlo had the townhouse.
Well, Kim had a real nice townhouse. So
Yeah,
did Marlo.
Marlo had the townhouse with the scooter
And
on
she still got the townhouse.
But she just doesn't have
with a lift.
the cerebral cognition.
Kim had a real nice house.
I
All
love
right, y'all.
people give Kim's house enough credit. Kim had a really nice house.
Yeah, she did. That townhouse, and it was big too. Like, I don't know if she had 4 floors or not, but I know that house was big.
That's where Whitney
All of
Houston's townhouse was. It was over there as well.
Mm.
Who?
Whitney Houston, or should I say Bobby?
the one she got married in,
Christina.
all of her houses, even the one she got married in, the one she rented from Kendra, the one she lived in with Croy, the townhouse, the one in Sugarloaf that Lee bought her, all of her houses have been nice. Kim has always been underrated for keeping a nice home.
Actually, Nene said another married man had bought her the one in Sugarloaf.
Okay.
But that's different than when she
Oh
was.
yeah, the one she had with before Lee.
Anyway, Gabor's trying to get off, probably to eat.
Oh,
Wow.
no, I'm about to go watch. But thank y'all so much for being here, y'all. I appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Adios.
Adios.
Hey.
Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25 25 dollars.